going well because we had to change on the fly because Evan's Comcast is just the best quality. Just the best quality. Just the best. We're missing some people tonight, but I think Max is at a Halloween party and Sean is dressed up as Beetlejuice, as you saw in his video. He did a whole Ring Fit video in that outfit. I gotta give him credit because he had like the makeup on, he had everything going, and he was that apparently Ring Fit. That kicked his butt pretty good, so I gotta give him credit.
It's a challenging game.
Is I didn't yes. Who got it? OJ got it. Misclick got it. I haven't tried it yet. So
I played it at Wood's place while I was in Texas. They punked me in his video.
What?
So
I saw you playing it. You had like was that like the Star Wars onesie thing you had on?
So what happened is I go over to Wood's house and they're all playing the game like on easy mode, making it a thing. Like, wow, this game's super easy. Wood brings me out of the room, says, "Hey, put this costume on. It's a Ghostbusters outfit." While I'm changing, they switch it to the hardest difficulty and give it to me and tell me to do the squats. And yeah, it was pretty challenging. I literally could not stand afterwards. I had to sit down for the rest of the video, but it was a good game. It really works.
Really? Okay, that's fair. That's fair. We have what's wrong, Evan?
We're on Mixer, but YouTube decided to not give a crap.
I see it on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
You got it? Okay,
yeah, I'm looking right at it. We're good.
Is it?
We're on YouTube. We're on Mixer.
I think you're watching it because I only see the opening loot.
I'm watching it right now. We're on that. We're on SoundCloud. Awesome. I think we're on iTunes. Where else are we? What else are we on, Evan? Are we on Spotify yet?
We'll be on SoundCloud later.
We'll be on SoundCloud later. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We have a special guest tonight. We have Alpha Omega Sin joining us.
Hi.
Yes.
Just the one.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah. That's all you get. You get nothing else. You had your chance.
Good to see you tonight. Good to see you out here.
Yeah, it's I'm alive. I'm well, sort of. It's spooky season, so I'm pretty hyped.
Yeah, people get really excited to see you online when you post and everything. That's why I said when Final Fantasy VII Remake showed up, that's how I knew it was hype, since you made a video for it, and so it was exciting.
I mean, if there's gonna be anything that gets me to decide to make videos, big anime titties and Final Fantasy VII. Yay!
That's good. So you're gonna be all over that when that drops. When that drops next year.
I mean, I was talking about it like the other day because I want to get the Super Primo Collector's Edition, the one that they have with the Cloud Strife figure in it, and it costs like $1 million.
Fringe knows all about that. He's on that too.
Dude, I wanted that, and then I saw the price, and I was like, no. Listen,
I was salty I couldn't get the Cyberpunk bike, so I settled with the Final Fantasy bike.
How much was the what was the Cyberpunk bike? You didn't get that.
It sold out too quick.
What?
It sold out like instantly that pre-order went up, and then I waited for the Final Fantasy pre-order to go live, so I got that one instantly.
Okay.
That's I don't know. The Resident Evil 2 one was really good too. That had the Leon Kennedy statue in it. That was awesome. I like that.
You know what was really cool was that Mortal Kombat one with the scorpion mask, right, Jordan? Right?
Yeah, it's I love it.
Thanks, WB.
Thanks, Spawn.
Yeah. Well, that's WB sent it, and then Jordan ends up with it.
Yeah, thanks, WB.
Yeah. We have MVG with us tonight, mostly because I didn't know if anyone else really had played Outer Worlds, and I was like, I know he's been playing it like I have, so I had to check with him.
Man.
I had to check with him.
I downloaded it.
You downloaded it. Well, was that after Call of Duty that took forever, probably?
So no, I downloaded it knowing that I'll probably get to it at some point. Like I haven't even started Medieval yet, because Call of Duty.
I'm gonna pick that up still.
Call of Duty.
How did you pronounce it?
Medieval.
Just say medieval.
No, medieval. I make sure to pronounce the extra.
That's medieval. Nobody on any planet says it like that. You're just making shit up.
I just did.
I've actually heard a couple people like legit say it like and they put like an extra like.
I can't.
It's medieval.
Like I thought it was like medieval, bro. Like I'm just saying it all basic.
It's like when you go to Target and you say Target. All right.
Target.
It's medieval. It's the fancy way.
Oh man, it's
I'm an epic gamer, guys.
Yeah, we'll talk about Outer Worlds and Call of Duty because I think. All right, so Jordan, you got Call of Duty, which is good. So I have somebody to talk with that because I played both of them so far. Okay, cool. That'll work. Nate, what's going on tonight?
Not too much. It's been a long
All right, good.
week.
He's there. I really wasn't sure.
Or Nate, you could hear it in his voice.
Too many weird indie games.
There were some weird indie games this week.
Okay, good. So we got
what
one.
isn't there?
That's true.
So we got one for that. All right, cool. Why was your week long?
Well, last Friday I had to put my dog to sleep of 10 years.
Yes.
That was a pretty devastating day, actually.
I'm sorry, man.
But a lot of people left nice comments on YouTube and Twitter, so I appreciate all those.
Did you get like a cool memento or something for the dog?
They dipped his paws in some ink and they put it on a piece of paper.
Okay,
so.
that'll work. You like frame it or something. Cool.
Yeah, I'll probably get like a tattoo of one of his paws at some point.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Okay, cool. All right. Let me go over to Miss Click. How's it going?
Hey,
thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Of course.
Good to see you here. And then we have OJ. What's going on, man? How's it going?
Good to be here.
And then we got Evan. New glasses.
Yep.
New glasses.
They look
all right,
good.
Cool.
The
Yes.
OJ specs.
Yeah.
How'd your convention go, Evan? We talked about it a little bit, but
Yeah, it was
people
alright.
know.
It was slow, but I mean, it was weirdly slow for everyone. But I broke even, so basically a vacation
Hey,
for me.
there
for
you
the
go.
weekend.
Where was
Works
that?
out.
Where was that? That was Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You went to vacation to Baltimore.
Basically.
All right. We'll go with that.
Lived there for 4 years, so it was kind of nice to go back.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. That's a good way to look at it. So what's everyone been up to this week? What's everyone been playing? Actually, how about we ask Alpha? What have you been playing? I saw you were writing for a website, so I know you're playing some horror or like old retro horror game.
I'm kind of curious if anybody keeps on hearing random noises. My cat keeps on playing with toys around my chair. Anyway,
sounds about right.
Yeah, it's just he hasn't done anything around me until just now. Let's see. I just finished Dino Crisis. I went through that twice within the past couple days, and a little bit before that, I was playing Countdown Vampires. I don't know if anybody knows what the hell that is.
What is that? What is that?
It's,
what system is it on? Let's start with that.
like it's a terrible horror game, but it's absolutely fucking hilarious. It's just the voice acting is atrocious. It's Resident Evil ripoff. The vampires really are just zombies. I don't know. It's a game I played like eons ago, and I decided that I want to go back through it. And then I was tinkering around with Sweet Home again. And
I remember that. I used to make repros of that all the time.
Oh, dude, it was what was it? Time Walk Games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
used to make those. That actually wasn't too bad to make the repro for that one, but that was one that was a big one for the NES. People ask for all the time.
Yeah, it's still to this day like one of my favorite like fan translated games to pick up and go through every so often. And now I'm trying to finish up Phoenix Wright Justice for All on PS4 because I didn't finish it up like a while ago when I picked up like the actual physical version. So I'm playing nothing that's brand new. Pretty much. Like everybody's like all these new games. I'm like I'm playing stuff from the 80s and 90s. Yeah, except for Phoenix Wright. That's.
I mean, there you go. We got you got Luigi's Mansion coming up.
Whoop whoop.
I mean, I won't have it. My friend Alex will have it. Who's I think he's downstairs, but yeah, I'll just end up borrowing off of him. My fiance has Outer Worlds though, so I'll at least get to watch that.
Okay. Yeah, that's one I've been stuck on a little bit now, and enjoying it because I know MVG. You were bragging because you got to play it like 3 hours early because you got it. Did you get it through Game Pass on PC or did you?
Yeah, man, $1, right? Why
it's like why not? Why not? That's what I did. I already have Game Pass. It just popped up, and because we were even able to preload it.
Mm-hmm.
Which was really cool.
I was surprised that I could actually play it. I thought there was like a bug or something that caused me to do it. But yeah, I've been playing it. I've been playing about 5 or 6 hours into it. Yep. I'm a little conflicted because I really want to play it on the Switch, and obviously that's not going to come till next year. But I think I'm going to play through the game, and then when the Switch version comes out, I'm going to play through it again.
Yeah, because you can change it up. I mean, it's basically it's Fallout pretty much. Yeah. So like you could play through it as like the person who's like guns blazed, and then you go back through it again as stealth. Or
I mean, what if they have like a save file you can just push onto the Switch version? So they could do something like that.
They could. Yeah. I am really liking the Outer Worlds right now. I am like really into it. It's Fallout 3. It reminds me of Fallout 3. basically, because it still has a lot of those kind of mechanics too. Like the character models still look a little old to me. I don't know, visually. Maybe that's me. I'm playing it on the Xbox One X. You're playing on PC, MVG?
PC, yeah. And I got to say, I don't know what the I'm getting all nerdy and technical again, but it's a little choppy sometimes, and some texture pop in.
It's on PC like that as well?
Yeah,
interesting. Because I noticed it on the Xbox. I'm like, it's probably not like that on the PC, but it's interesting. Okay.
Hopefully they'll patch it, but the game is fantastic. It's so good.
It's built in Unreal engines. That's probably why it's getting moved to the Switch as it is. Yep. But it's funny because now Obsidian is making a better Fallout game than we see Bethesda doing.
Bethesda's doing great.
Yeah.
Do you guys think Fallout First? And I know we're going to talk about it, but do you think Fallout First is like a response to?
It better not be. That's
to Outer Worlds.
That better not be there. That's a bad response.
It's a horrible response.
Wow.
Their system got hacked, right? That's what happened.
I mean, people would buy Outer Worlds and save $40 for the year, rather than doing Fallout First.
You got Game Pass.
You got Game Pass.
It's
You're in. You're in. No, it's apparently people are beating it in about 30 hours though, MVG. So we're actually moving through it pretty quick.
You know what? I actually had somebody that came in, one of my users, a mod of mine. He said he beat it in 16 hours with some side quests. So
really, wow.
That's what I was shocked. I was like, what? I said, no way. And I just talked to him today, when I was streaming. So some people are beating it a little bit faster, but maybe he didn't do all the side quests. But he said 16 hours with some side quests.
I'm telling you, my problem is I keep wandering off and doing other stuff. Like that's my problem. It's like, go here, and then while I'm walking there, you get like 6 other quests along the way.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
I feel like with any kind of open world game, if you're avoiding all the side missions and the side quests, you're not really getting like the full experience.
Yeah.
Was it Witcher 3?
Oh, gosh.
I still haven't fully completed, and there's over 200 hours on that.
Yeah, well, The Witcher 3 has better side quests in some cases than the main mission.
It definitely depends on the game, because if all the side quests are just the same, like go out and kill 10 things and come right back real quick, you can avoid the hell out of those.
But there's also something to be said about the addictive quality of taking those side quests, because Fallout 4 for me, I just wanted to go through the main story. I could care less about the side quests for most of the game, because I didn't really feel connected to the story as much with this one. I mean, with this one, you're just grabbing every single quest you can find because you just wanted to learn more about the lore. You want to learn more about the world, the universe, and the characters in the game, and that's what really makes it so awesome as compared to the Fallout 4 and New Vegas. Obviously, is a really good one too, and obviously Obsidian developed that game, but this is like way better than Fallout 4 in my opinion.
Yes, yeah.
I think it's. Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying it hits you with like those, you get those choices that actually change the game heavily. Like they're not just like ones that it's like remember Fallout 3 where they had to like nuke that entire town basically.
Yeah.
You get one of those in like the first hour of this game. Like the first hour,
awesome.
They have you decide the fate of 2 different towns right away.
Stressful.
I think it's kind of funny with these, these open world games now, or a lot of these like RPGs. Like we're seeing that. Like the story in them are either just kind of okay or they're just kind of secondary, where the side missions are so much better, so much more entertaining. Like a good example is Borderlands 3. A lot of people didn't like the story in Borderlands 3. I can understand why. I enjoyed where it went, but I can see completely being mad because it pushes off so many characters and all that. But if you go and play every side mission, it is way better than the story in the game. You find out so much more information, so many new storylines, continuations to characters, new things to do, and it's kind of weird that like if you did play any of these RPGs that like just straight through and ignore the side missions, you're missing out on probably everything you wanted from the game. So I recommend, if you just that person who's kind of skips side missions, don't, because they're really good most times.
Yeah, it's good. The gunplay is good. You have like these like swords and sabers and stuff you can run around and slice people up with and everything. It has
the melee feels solid.
Actually, yeah, it does. Like, there's impact when you there's impact when you hit things. You can add elements to your different weapons. I get like the big hammer that you hit stuff with.
Supposedly, when you're playing through, if you're really pissed off, you can just kill everyone in the game and still win.
You can.
You can still manage to beat the game.
Yeah, like there was a person who wouldn't give me their key, and I just shot him instead and took the key, and I was like, oh, all right, cool, that works. Yeah,
that's fair.
Easy enough.
That's how John actually wants to act.
Easy enough.
When he plays this.
Hey, man.
That was one of the first things I tried. That first town you walk into, after you you kind of get the ship and everything. I just started shooting everyone, and when I realized you can kill everyone, I was like, yes, this game is freaking awesome.
It was great. Yeah, when I noticed that too,
Crazy
I was
as
like,
hell, man. I wouldn't be doing it.
Dude, every game that I play and there's choices, I'm always the nicest person in the entire world. And it's just like, isn't that the opposite of your constant demeanor? As a matter of fact, no, yeah.
Well, you can actually, apparently, I saw some people writing about this. Apparently, your character can just be dumb in the game, and there's an entire dialogue tree that comes up for being dumb. It literally says dumb, and then it's like whatever they say after that, and then people feel bad for you and like give you stuff.
I just hope that the dialogue option beside it, I hope it has like the little asterisk and it says potato.
Yeah.
So it's just always the potato option.
Apparently, that's something you can do though. You can just neglect your intellect completely, and it'll just make you dumb in the game. So I thought that was pretty funny.
Sounds like
but
high school for me. Huh?
But basically, when I'm playing through it, though, it feels like a combination, I guess, of Fallout and Mass Effect. I guess that's the best way to describe it. So,
yeah, I would agree.
If you're a Mass Effect fan or you're a Fallout fan, you're gonna like this game a lot. So, because the gunplay isn't like weird. It's not like Fallout where you have them aimed and like it's down the sights and you shoot and the bullet like goes sideways out of your gun. It's not like that at all. It's actually
That's my favorite part.
it's actual gunplay, so it's nice. And there's no VATS. It's just bullet time. I guess it just slows down time.
Okay.
Right. Like.
Fallout shooting was so bad. It was.
Yeah. That's what I was worried
so
about.
You can't hit somebody unless you use VATS.
Exactly.
I was so worried that was gonna happen. Like it was just gonna start like spraying bullets everywhere. But now it's fine. It's the gunplay's good. So
and that bullet time mechanic they have is really good too.
Mm-hmm.
Where it slows down time. That's so awesome that they have that in the game.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, it worked well for a couple. There were a couple like I don't know if they're bosses, but they're like elite characters, and I was struggling with them at one point, and then that bailed me out a few times. So
I feel like most shooters have that nowadays, because even Astral Chain.
Oh yeah.
Too, with their focus time. Yeah.
So it's
I can't wait for the Switch version. I'm so psyched
This is gonna be interesting because I know we talked about the Witcher and stuff as being the big. This is gonna be a big one. The only thing about this is though, I think it's gonna work better for the Switch compared to the Witcher because it's not technically an open world game. Because you have your ship and that's the hub, and then basically you pick which level you want to go to, and you travel there. Basically, it just loads the level, and you then step out of your ship and you're there. So you never actually see your ship move. Basically, you just teleport everywhere essentially, and it tries to dress it up like you're flying and all of that. So, but I think it'll do well on the Switch. I think they'll get good enough performance out of it, and that'll be a big game in handheld.
They got a good team on it. I think it's really more about like who they're getting, to work on it, and plus the engine, right? So you have Virtuos, which is a very good developer, and then on top of that, it's Unreal Engine 4, which is good for the Switch. So I think there really shouldn't be any I don't foresee there being any like big issues. Obviously, it's not going to look as good as like the Xbox One X version, but it's still I think it should be good enough.
Yeah, I think it'll go over well. It'll be interesting to see that because that game is pretty it's a pretty addicting game, so that's going to be dangerous when that starts like following people around. But it'll be good. It'll be good to see. I'm curious when it'll come out. I'm thinking like early next year, like maybe March or April or something.
As if we're not gonna have a lot of other games to play at that time. But
April might be better for it, to be honest, because March is already kind of packed. So
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, that's true. Cyberpunk's in there. Yeah. It just has to stay away from it. Just has to stay away from Animal Crossing, really. It'd actually be better if it came out it'd be better if it came out before Animal Crossing, probably.
It would have to, yeah.
If it get out in February, that'd be nice. But we'll see. And Jordan,
that's me.
What have you been playing? I saw you flash the back of that Call of Duty case on Twitter, man.
Yeah, 150 gig minimum install, and that tweet went like crazy. People are debating about specs in the comments like every few minutes. It's pretty entertaining.
How much space did it actually take up on your PlayStation 4 then?
So I had to clear quite a bit. It took up about. So the initial, I'm trying to think. The initial download, like as soon as the game was done, then I had to do a download patch or whatever. That download patch took forever.
That's 104, right? Or no, it's something different. No, I had 104 today, and that was like 1.8 gigabytes.
Dude, I had a 56 point something download.
That's the entire Blu-ray all over again.
Dude, it is.
You might as well just bought it digitally.
Like last year with Call of Duty, no campaign, it was still over 100 gigs. Now they add a campaign, and 150 gigabytes almost. Like this is ridiculous. All right, compress your game. Compress it. What is your problem? Stop owning my space. You know, that's not fair. Like it's ridiculous. I shouldn't have to go buy external external hard drives and all this extra stuff just to put a Call of Duty game on my console every year. This is ridiculous. But I will say this: it's a beautiful game.
It is. It's a very good looking game. It is. It looks really good.
The graphics are insane. And the moment there's some moments like as soon as you see like the red lighting in the cave in the second level, or in like the fourth or fifth level when you raid the house and you go to night vision.
I'm not that far in yet. Okay. Is it good? Is it good? Yeah.
That whole level looks so realistic, and that's where some of the harsh things come in.
Dude, right in the beginning, like
right in the beginning, scene, yes. The opening scene.
Dude, I need to get to that.
Playing around with this game.
No, there is some intense stuff. Like there's the hostage situation, which I was talking about at the beginning, Jordan.
And something I kind of like about this, compared to previous Call of Duty games and at least previous Modern Warfare games, because there got to a point like with Modern Warfare 3 where it was like so big, there's so many epic huge things happening that's like, oh, this is crazy. With Modern Warfare, it really pulls itself back into this realism. Like it's still run and gun, but at least the situations are smaller and real, and it's a lot more.
It feels like it feels more impactful. It feels like it means something when you're doing stuff. Is what I'm. But like you know what I'm talking about though in the beginning, like right away they hit you with the hostage situation and price and everything, and the balcony. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, it is like they hit you right away with like this isn't messing around. So I'm excited to get through more of the campaign. But then I broke away from it and I started doing Ground War. Did you play any of the multiplayer yet?
I have not yet.
So Evan, Ground War is almost Bad Company 2.
If it feels the
it's
same,
so
that'd be great,
close.
I loved the hell out of that.
Dude, it is so close. Like I was playing it, I was like, this is Battlefield. This is like old Battlefield. Not like new Battlefield.
And everything, right?
Yeah, it has tanks,
so did
ATVs.
Bad Company.
But that's what I mean though. It feels like the older Bad Companies. The only problem is there's no real like destruction physics or mechanics or any of that stuff around you. That's the only thing.
I mean that's good, but at the same
time, the gunplay feels
right.
very similar. It like it's not, you're not running along the walls and like jetpacking and stuff around. None of that. It feels way better, and because it's Ground War, they do 64 players. Yeah. So the only ones I got into was 24 on 24. So they just matched it up and you went. But it was good. Like you capture the points, and what's really cool is the last one I did before we got on here, we won by capturing all the points, and a timer counts down for something called DEF CON victory. And I was like, what? Okay, so we just got to hold on to it for 40 seconds. At the end of that, they outright nuke the other base. Jeez. They're like, a nuke's coming, and you're like, what? Okay, so they nuke the enemy base, and the whole thing ends with the nuke actually going off and like everyone getting hit with the shockwave, and you win. So it was fun. It was good. I'm liking it so far. But it's I got to play that campaign though, because I played it some, and then I went multiplayer. I'm gonna go back to that campaign. But the Outer Worlds, man, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. So good stuff though. Two good releases this week there.
Maybe a third, but I haven't played the third.
I mean, yeah, I get why you're. I mean, how long is it anyways? I don't even think it's a long game, right? I played
6 to 8 hours.
I played the demo, and the demo. What's that?
What are we talking about? What's the third one?
Medieval. This game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one.
I gotta go pick that up still. I just got, like I said, Outer Worlds, man. I got engulfed in Outer Worlds.
I'm really glad, thanks to one of MVG's tweets, remembering that Outer Worlds was on Game Pass, saved me $60.
Yeah. Right? I didn't even really think too much about it until I think last week when I was going through some stuff, and Game Pass posted it on their Twitter. I was like, oh yeah, I can just go download it. Yeah, so that was nice.
Good deal.
But I will say, Activision sent me the code for Call of Duty, and I was like the day before I started downloading it. And I put the code in, and it was like, we're going to download 8 things to your system now. So it came up with all of this stuff. And I was like, what is going on? What is this downloading? And it was like 8 gigabytes, 30 gigabytes, 20 gigabytes. I was like, what is going on? So yeah, it adds up to a ton of stuff, Jordan. You're not messing around with that.
So I got the PC version of Modern Warfare, and that is from the Battle.net launcher. And that's like a 135 gig install on the PC. So that took me ages. Even on Fiber, it took me freaking ages to download.
Hey, if they start designing for SSDs, man, that's the file size might get a little smaller. Get a little smaller. So what about OJ? What you been up to this week, man? What's going on?
Yeah, man. There's been so many big games, so I'm playing this little indie title called The Forager.
I actually follow and talk to a lot the guy that did most of the
Yeah, it's like Minecraft, and it's like Dragon Quest Builders, and it's kind of like doesn't have those aesthetics. It has like Link to the Past or something like that, some type of like overhead type of view where you're looking at the game and like you're just like mining resources, you're just building different stuff. But this one's a little bit different because like you have so much different things that you can do with your leveling in the game, to where like you can build up your economy. There's like power plants, you can buy a bunch of different land. Like it just starts getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You can get like swords, there's potions, there's spells, there's all sorts of stuff. So it's kind of just like it kind of has like everything from like all these different types of crafting games and stuff that you've played over the years. And I don't even like Minecraft, to be honest. I don't like Minecraft. Dragon Quest Builders is cool. It's cool enough, but this game has kind of captured me and like kept me playing a lot more. Really cool story with the guy who made it. Pretty much, he just kind of, he had no money, and he kept on trying. He dropped out of school, got to college, and he just decided, hey, I'm gonna try one more time to try to make a game, and he ended up running into the Humble Bundle people at like a game jam and won, and then so basically then they had a publishing deal. So it was great. So it's pretty cool. It's a good story for him. And the game's fun. It's a lot of fun. Nice little indie game that I've been playing. I played like 4 hours last night. Played some today. And yeah, so that's good. Also been playing Atelier Ryza too, which that comes out. I think that comes out next week or something like that. So
you got that early. You got that pretty early, didn't you?
Yeah. They gave me a copy of it pretty early. I'm a fan of the Atelier game. They've always been giving me the Atelier games, but this one is a bit different. The style of it seems like more like a traditional RPG. If you like. I'd probably say think Skies of Arcadia, the regular battle system, because it uses a shared AP pool, and then also combine that maybe like with the ATB. So anything ATB, so like a Chrono Trigger or something like that. So kind of combine those two, and that's kind of the battle system in Atelier Ryza, and skills and stuff like that. So it's actually a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it. I'll have a review out at launch or closer to launch. Cool. I still need to play Ring Fit too, though, so I'm gonna get towards that.
That'll be fun.
That. But yeah, that and Luigi's Mansion's coming. There's a lot of cool games. But yeah, just Forager, Atelier Ryza. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah. Asphalt 9, I played Asphalt 9. Free to play game. Yeah. So yeah.
What about Misclick?
Well, last time we talked, because I didn't get to be on last Spawn Wave, I had to go try out Luigi's Mansion, and that was a a lot of fun.
Yeah, you actually got to go out to LA to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. That was really cool.
Let's click.
No, it was.
She didn't tell me she was going.
I'm sorry. I don't know. But it was a lot of fun. They decked out the place. It was really cool. That was a lot of fun. The game looks great. It's really.
Did they give you like a demo level to play or something, or?
Yeah, they gave you like a set of a couple rooms within. I would assume like one of the first stages. To be honest, like the co-op is almost just as fun as if you're just playing single player, because the Guiji is pretty cool. Like if you summon Guiji, you like as a single player you can't use Luigi anymore, so you're just Guiji. But when you have two people going, it's like you can solve two puzzles at once. So
did they give you like single Joy-Cons to do that with, or did he give you pro controllers for that?
We were on pro controller.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, it was awesome. It was a lot of fun. And then other than that, I came home and I had Ring Fit waiting for me. So then we tried that, and that absolutely kicked my week. But that's a lot of fun. Like it's not going to replace heavy lifting, but it's certainly going to get you in shape if you're not used to cardio and you're not used to reps and body weight.
Okay.
But for me, it's like just because I'm freaking weak, it's like the upper body for me was like the worst, because it's literally having you like press, like above your head or in front or like aim down. So it's really fun. And it's really cool. Like it'll even track, while you're like offline doing other things too. So you freaking have the Joy-Con in your ring and you're watching, YouTube videos or stream, and you could be doing it offline and it tracks those reps for you. So it's pretty cool.
Interesting. Even with the system like in sleep
other
mode?
than that, I think we had a couple people and we went back, I think last week, and then this week again, we were playing just Fortnite Chapter 2, which was a lot of fun because it takes out all the chaos that they kind of added in later on. And it was basically like preseason season 1 all over again. So that was a blast. That's about it.
What about Nate? Hit us with the weird indie game.
Oh God.
That's a good start.
Let's see. I guess the weird indie game, but a good indie game would be Polyroll. It's inspired by Sonic the Hedgehog games back from like the Genesis era, but even it looks like a clone. I have gameplay footage up. It looks like a clone, but it really is its own thing, and it's really good. I played the first world, which took about 15 minutes. I was kind of like, all right, great. another Sonic clone. Like, what's that game? Freedom. What's
Planet.
that? Freedom Planet. It's kind of like that. I was like, whatever. I played the second and third and fourth world in like a single night. I was like, okay, this game's actually legit. This game's good. And I think it's going to fly under the radar for most people when it releases on Tuesday.
Oh, it's Tuesday. What's the game called?
Polyroll?
Polyroll. Okay. Okay. How much is it?
I think it's $10.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not bad. All right. Did you download Outer Worlds, Nate?
I thought I did, but I ended up like downloading Outer Wilds.
Okay.
And then I just said, you know what, Xbox One, I'm not touching you this week.
Outer Wilds isn't bad either, but you might as well get Outer Worlds, man. It's on Game Pass. Go ahead and pick that up.
Yeah. I think my Game Pass subscription expires in like 2 weeks, so I have to renew it.
Dude, at one point people
Save
were
up that
like,
dollar.
people were buying like 3 years of that service for like $20 at one point. Like it was because it was stacking. So like there was like a Twitch thing that they were doing, and there was like the dollar deal they were doing, and people were just stacking like years on their service. So I think I'm good until like 2021. I think.
I got a free week of it.
There you go. Yeah.
I bought some Pop-Tarts when I went to
Dude,
the
they just
CVS.
give that. Yeah, just give that service away, man.
I was like,
Random
yeah, I got a
Pop-Tarts.
free week, so that's how I'm gonna download Outer Worlds. I got the box ready to go.
There.
What kind
That's
of
all.
Pop-Tarts?
Huh?
What kind of
The
Pop-Tarts?
Pop-Tarts? It was the s'mores one. I liked it. They were
Did
good
you bring enough for the whole class?
Yeah.
No, just myself. There's not enough. I'm sorry, guys, but I have 1 week of Game Pass.
There
ready
you
to
go.
For Outer Worlds.
Go punch it in. Outer Worlds isn't even. I don't even think it's a big game. I think it's like 30 gigabytes, maybe.
No, it's not.
Yep.
It's not that big.
They can fit a whole RPG into 30 gigabytes, but Call of Duty can't.
Dude, I'm telling you, Call of Duty. The reason why Call of Duty is it's also the uncompressed sound, man. The audio, in that game is top tier. Like if you're listening to it on
They
like
need to start compressing.
Jordan, go into.
I know but Call of Duty has always been big. I don't know if you've noticed, but Call of Duty has always been big.
I
on
have
audio.
noticed.
If you date it back to like the audio in the games, Jordan.
Go into Ground War, Jordan. Play a match, a round of that, and dude, they have so much stuff is happening all at once. They have like planes and helicopter stuff flying over top constantly.
Dude, when
It
you
is
get a little bit
nuts.
further in the campaign, you'll see like because I have like a sound bar on and everything, and like it's pretty detailed in sound just
Yep.
in the campaign. So I can only imagine multiplaer with just the madness.
I'm
everyone
using
running.
some kind of headphones. I don't know. I just picked them up randomly at one day, so I'm using something. They're
But
like
they do
memory.
need
They're memory foam though, so they're nice. I don't know.
When people are talking about Pop-Tarts not good for my health. It's just
I
I had
mean,
my cheat day,
where
guys.
my
Can I
brain
have a
has
cheat
been.
day? Goodness
You ate
gracious.
all those Pop Tarts in one day?
None to share.
Whole box, one
I
go.
didn't eat
Damn.
the whole box. I just had
That's like eight. That's like 8 tarts.
There's 8. I didn't eat the whole thing though. I just had one.
Oh man.
Eating an entire box of Pop-Tarts in a single day. And I don't say this in defense of myself for having done this in the past, because I have, but still, it's totally okay. Also, wild berry Pop-Tarts are legit.
Are those good?
Are those ones from back in the day that were like purple with like the
Nah,
green
man,
eyes?
they
Am I
still
thinking?
got that shit out right now. You can go get them in the
I
store.
remember when
Like,
I remember when they introduced that. Man, people were going nuts over that stuff. Dude, that was crazy. That was like
It's
that was like
because
late
that was, like,
'90s,
the
wasn't it?
time where we decided that we would just color food anything. They're
Yeah.
like, man, you know, it'd be awesome for ketchup if it was purple. And I'm like,
Dude,
"Ah,
I was just about to
man.
say. I was just about to bring that up. They had the purple. They
green
had the
one.
green.
Green.
Yeah.
Yo, the green one was so gross, and I loved it as a kid. I made my mom. I was like, buy the weirdest looking. They had the
The
yellow
Nickelodeon
ketchup,
slime.
and my
Ugh.
dad thought it was mustard once, and he nearly puked. It was
Yikes.
great.
Oh man, that's great. Evan, do we have a Discord question before I go over some of the super chats? We start talking about Fallout first.
We got a couple. We can start with one for people who've used both the Vita and the Switch Lite. How's the feel difference, like with buttons, location, all that type of stuff?
Well,
Not so
the
much like
buttons
gameplay,
aren't
but like holding
this big
it.
now.
I personally, I've played the Vita quite a bit. I used it for pretty much all of Persona 5, and a lot of Persona 4 Golden. And the Vita, the thumbsticks, just for me, that's just what it's.
The
off. I feel like
thumbsticks
the
aren't
Switch-
good. No, not on
Yeah,
the
the
Vita.
Switch Lite just feels much better, and for playing more modern games, because the Switch Lite has multiple shoulder buttons too, so it just feels better for a lot of stuff. Whereas PS Vita, you got to use the back trackpad for things for some.
I think
stuff.
if you're using the D-pad or the buttons, I think you're in good shape because they line up better. The problem with the Vita is the same problem I have with the The Switch Lite technically is it needs like the grips down here. Otherwise, you get kind of that weird. There's nowhere for your palm to go. That's the thing I run into after like an hour. I start noticing it, but yeah, I guess if it's just D-pad and buttons, you're good as long as you don't have to go down to the thumbsticks, or at least the right thumbstick is the worst on this thing. Trying to get to that guy, but otherwise it's not terrible. The top is just slippery on the thumbsticks. I don't know.
Is that the Vita Slim?
This is the Slim. Yeah, it is. It's 2001. It's the orange one from Japan.
Dude, I hated that version.
Yeah, I like the original, but I got rid of it because I was really mad at Sony at the time.
Going through a bad breakup.
Dude,
Yeah, what happened there?
That's so nice.
Dude,
though.
they kicked that system to the curb, man, and I was so mad.
Did
I was
they
so
copyright
mad.
Did they copyright strike your channel?
No, but WWE claimed one of my videos yesterday or the day before. Was it yesterday? It was yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Because I said WWE 2K20 was terrible, and they claimed my video.
Wait, seriously?
I mean, they
Wait.
claimed the video for like 10 seconds of trailer footage.
Who did?
WWE.
Vince
it was-
personally.
Petty.
They're,
Yeah.
Vince personally.
They're coming for me, man.
You're fired.
They're on to me,
Is that
man.
what he's-
No, Evan used like a little bit of trailer footage, and it was fine until like yesterday, and that was a video that went up like a week ago. So they were just randomly like,
Wow.
"We're gonna
Probably
take
switch
this
to
now."
pictures only for them, make it a nice little slideshow.
I guess, man. I mean,
Just
that's
like the
basically the game. Yeah, I was gonna say.
All you have to do is just make a montage of all the glitches and terrible graphics, and just there you go. That's your review.
No, the PSP 1000 was good too because it had the OLED screen, and they switched over to this.
Dude,
so.
that's the main reason why I loved it. Well, that and it was built like a brick.
Yeah, it was.
Like you could have honestly defended your home with that thing upon any kind of invasion. 3 people come in, pop, 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 all down. Absolutely no joke.
Just
great.
build
Like,
a suit out of it
I don't
and
know,
just run at them.
I liked it, but I agree with the thumbstick placement of the right analog stick. Dude, you're becoming a contortionist basically, trying to get that shit working. And it's my thing is with the Switch, I do not I never use it like undocked ever. So the Switch Lite would be terrible for me.
Oh, there you go.
It just for whatever reason, it just I don't know. It feels terrible, like to me at least. I know that there's those grips. I forgot who put them out.
Satisfy has the grips.
Dude,
for the Lite,
those-
yeah.
They honestly made it so much better. I was like, that I'd play, but then it's not really all that portable anymore. Then
Yeah.
it just becomes a behemoth. It just needs the extra screens and stuff like the old original Game Boy. Then you're toting around an entertainment center.
They made a new one. They made one for the Switch Lite. It does make it a lot better, the Satisfy grip. And the Switch Lite doesn't have a kickstand, but the Satisfy grip lets it stand up. So that was
Yeah, but you
nice
guys have
side
bigger
effect.
hands, right? So it's like
Yeah, I guess technically, yeah.
it's already Okay. Baby hands like me over here. It's like super happy.
Oh, in that case, yeah, you'd be fine
Yeah.
with it. Yeah, but no, the Satisfy grip works well for a lot of that stuff, and
Nice.
definitely for the Switch Lite. The Switch Lite, it really helps. I would say. Do we have another Discord question, Evan? I'll go ahead and pull up these super chats.
Yeah, we can go with another one.
I'll grab these super chats. Still a
Any
bunch of
news on
questions.
the new SNES titles that are coming for Switch Online?
You know what? This is funny. I was thinking about this 2 days ago, I think. I was like, they said that there was no schedule anymore, and it's now been more than 30 days, right? Because they were doing it monthly, so now it's been more than a month, so technically they're past when they'd usually do it. They're probably just going to randomly drop it on Twitter. They'll say, hey, this is coming to the Switch Online tomorrow or the day after or something. I don't know. I thought about that. I was like, what Super Nintendo game would they throw on the Switch at this point, just as the next one? Like, I think they'll do a Super Nintendo and then a Nintendo. Like, they'll do one of each, I think.
Man, look, I just feel like we had it good whenever the Wii was out, and it was just virtual console games for days and days and days. And now it's like for each hardware generation that comes out after that, they're like, all right, reset. Okay, reset again. I'm like, I just want all my shit back. I want all the TG16 stuff on there.
Oh, that's right. They did have
SNK.
Turbo Graphics on there, didn't they?
Yeah, dude, they were not messing around. Like the lineup that Virtual Console had was unparalleled, and it bums me out because it's like when you were mentioning how Nintendo, they're kind of slacking on that. It reminded me of Sony because they said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna be bringing out all the PlayStation 2 classics for PS4."
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
And no, we're done. We're done with that shit. All right, well, and we're gonna push them to the very back of the PSN store. So
Yep.
we'll forget about those. Makes me sad. So sad.
Some of them, like Rogue Galaxy, I think you can download that. That's on. They even have a lot of them on PlayStation Now that you just download, which is good. But yeah, that's me. The interesting thing is gonna be seeing is if this is virtual console, the service continues on to the next system, because technically you're just signing in, and I guess they just put them in front of you. So if it's just a Netflix type app that goes on through generations, that would hopefully be better than restarting every time. But
the ideal.
We won't know until the next generation, I guess, to see if that happens.
Maybe the game will be Ghost Sweeper Mikami from Super Famicom.
Yes,
that would be a top pick. Everybody, yeah, good, okay.
Yeah, I don't know what they'll throw on there. I don't know, because they got to be. It's tough because you can't, like, getting too many third-party games is hard. I don't know.
But I mean, there's no commitment that they're going to bring anything, right? I mean, they could go 6 more months and not drop anything.
Technically,
right?
You're right. Yeah, they could go months. They wanted to break away from that schedule, they said. So, I mean, we there's a chance we don't see another Super Nintendo game the rest of the year. It's very possible. I would hope not. I'd hope they'd have something ready for us in November. But yeah,
you'd think.
Let me go through. How many questions did we have, Evan, before I continue on here? Just so I can.
5.
Okay, not a problem. We've done 2 of those 5.
No.
We have 5 more. 7. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Andy Ackerman says, I promise you're not boring. However, I tend to fall asleep listening to this. We tend to do this later on at night on the East Coast, so I
should do some ASMR.
I could see that. Yeah. Fish fan says, RGT's not here. He's to say, what's the deli meat of the week?
He did say roast beef.
He said
I
roast
believe,
beef.
Roast beef.
Yeah.
Okay.
Swung
good.
through for a second.
I feel like roast beef already got this already.
The last time I was on the show, it was roast beef.
It's roast beef.
He's not exactly a man that rotates his meats. I mean,
all right, here, let me ask you guys this question. If you've got this around your area, does anybody have chipped ham at their deli?
Chipped ham?
Chipped ham.
I mean, I've heard of wood chipper or.
Oh, okay. So chipped ham is something that's like big around Pennsylvania, most notably like on the western part of it here in Pittsburgh. But every time I talk to people about it, they have no idea what it is. So I figure I just mention that and see if anybody else has.
I don't think I've ever asked for it.
I don't spend time at the deli.
I've never asked for it really. I don't know. I've never really thought of that. Chipped ham. Next time I'm there, I'll look at the menu to see what is it exactly. What did you say it is?
It's just like super thinly sliced ham.
Oh.
That's I don't know. you just got to look it up. That, and when you pull it up, you'll probably find barbecued chipped ham, which it sounds gross, but it's actually super delicious. It's worth looking into.
Andy Ackerman says, "WB misclick."
Oh, thanks. Hi.
Oh, welcome back.
Oh, welcome back.
I get it. God.
WB.
And then,
a little bit like a boomer there.
And then Andy Ackerman says, I'm like I think I'm on the edge. I don't know. I'm somewhere in there. Andy Ackerman says, shout out for Joseph X. Get back on your feet soon, brother. Dylan says, chat needs to be nicer to OJ and Misclick.
Warner Brothers.
Blue Heart.
Chat's killing me.
We were just talking about Warner Bros. For that Scorpion mask that Jordan has now.
Yeah. It watches over me. It's creepy.
Juice Man says, what's up, OJ, John, and the crew? Has anyone here played River City Girls yet? And if so, how is it? It's also good to see Alpha Omega Sin once in a blue. I know Nate played River City Girls, right, Nate?
Yeah, I played it.
How is it? It's good?
It's a good beat 'em up. It's pretty solid.
I played it.
It's probably a little overpriced.
Yeah, it's awesome. I like it. Like it a lot.
I played it and I thought it was worth every penny.
Oh, it's a beat 'em up like River City Ransom. Is that the idea?
Yeah, it's River City Ransom, but just imagine like more higher end anime style sprites. Like Arc System had their hand in it, and anytime I see them like put onto the packaging somewhere, I'm immediately drawn to it. But the game was really good. Surprisingly funny story whenever like you gave a shit enough to look at it. And it's weird because in 2-player mode, it does not get any easier. You're still getting the hell kicked out of you. That game can be brutal.
And then Joseph says, I want to see OJ's reaction if you told him the size of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. The game is 2,000 terabytes. What? That sounds.
That's not even possible.
Do you guys split it up among a bunch of hard drives?
It's
Was that supposed to be a-
comma
was that supposed to be a
000. So unless they said
maybe he meant it as a dot.
I don't know. that is a large game. Evan's already looking
that's
it
like
up.
downloading a whole plane.
That's downloading a whole plane. Evan's already looking it up. Yeah, Zaire Miller says, has anyone played AI? The Sonium Files? Getting kind of close to the end. It's okay. It's really good and really funny. Highly recommend it.
Never heard of it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an interesting game. Maybe it's like you guys know, like 9 Doors, 9 whatever, like Zero Escape. The guys who made those games.
I remember Zero Escape.
There's a demo on the eShop and on PS4. So if anybody wants to try it out, something kind of different, check it out. It actually got really good review scores. It's actually one of the best reviewed Switch games and PS4 games this year. So check it out. Check out the demo. See if you like it.
And then Mac says, next Outer Worlds Xbox exclusive? Question mark.
Maybe.
Might be. They might keep that because the reason this was on like the PS4 is because they had already had the contract in place before Microsoft bought Obsidian, and Private Division from Take-Two published it, so they were probably like, "Hey, you're putting it everywhere." So that's just it was out of their control. But it was cool if they put it on Game Pass. So
I think Obsidian owns the IP, but Take-Two owns the publishing rights.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that Bayonetta situation where you have Platinum, Sega, Nintendo all involved. So if there is a sequel, I mean, it would be Obsidian developed, and then Microsoft would probably have to take in for an Obsidian for like a sequel.
Right.
It would have to be that type of deal, but the first game would always have the rights to Take-Two.
Yeah, I mean, they could technically just go make another game and just not call it Outer Worlds, right? And it'd be like the spiritual successor, basically, you know, and leave Outer Worlds by itself. Yeah, they could call it something else completely and do that. But I mean, who knows? Maybe they don't even make another game like this. Maybe they go off and do something they want to do differently. So, but they're good. They were good at making this one. So, Rikudo Perez says Outer Worlds gonna flop because Game Pass rip. No, Microsoft generally would cut a check, so I guess they had to give one to Take-Two Private Division. Obsidian, they didn't write a check to Obsidian, I assume. Other than to keep their studio there.
There's no need because they already purchased them.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I don't think that like the people talk about like Game Pass and everything like taking sales. I mean, that's not the point. The point is subscription service.
Well,
that's the whole point. Like,
we know they paid Capcom actually a good amount of money for Devil May Cry to be on Game Pass because it was reported it was like $13 million or something. Like it was a lot of money that they paid them. Let me see. So they pay
Flight
out
Simulator
money.
For Flight Simulator though, it's not that big of an install size. It's the cloud function we talked about on Newswave. That's 2 petabytes sitting on a server that streams to your computer. So it's not actually an install.
It's only 2 petabytes, guys.
I mean, it's high resolution pictures of Earth all over. So
it's interesting how that works. Yeah. It's so if they decide to go out and get a big exclusive for Game Pass, they pay them money for it. So
they got deep pockets.
I'm sure Capcom was real excited to put that game on Game Pass. So I mean, it's extra money. Nambu says, still irritated with how Atlas is handling Tokyo Mirage Sessions on Switch. Seems like this game just can't catch a break.
OJ, what's going on with that?
Yeah, what's going on? Atlas decided. Some people were upset because basically Tokyo Mirage Sessions, the English version on the Wii U is censored.
Yes,
or
the worldwide one. Yeah,
but the Japanese version isn't. And Atlas decided to say Nintendo was cool with it, but Atlas decided to base it on the Wii U English Wii U version, then add extra content and all that. So that pissed a lot of people off. There's some content in the game that's like, I can see why they wanted to, do stuff, but there's other stuff that's like way too aggressive. Like some of the scenes are like they change it way too much. They alter things a little bit. There's other stuff like weirdos, like with a bunch of I guess in the Japanese version, 16-year-old girls like pinned up everywhere and like panty shots and stuff like that. So there's some stuff that I can see why they changed, but there's other stuff that's like, they shouldn't have.
Change the story?
It changes your perspective on what
the
you
severity?
think of what you think is happening. Like for example, like in one of the scenes at the beginning, the girl she she goes into she gets into a bikini for like a crazy photographer guy, and in the English version, she's like wearing this stupid looking outfit from like Crisscross back in like the early '90s. Like it looks ridiculous. It's like, why would he be impressed with that? You know what I'm saying? Like she looks absolutely ridiculous. Like why is he getting all crazy about that? So it changes your perspective on what you think is happening. And on top of that, like we live in an era where we have like internet and everybody can see what the Japanese version is. And then like the Japanese version came out first, so we were all seeing scenes in one way, and then they waited all the way to tell us, that it's going to be censored again in this time. Then on top of that, Nintendo made a mistake and made the Japanese version, in terms of like the pictures of the Japanese version, they put that on the pre-orders and all that. So some people thought that we were going to be getting the uncensored version, and Nintendo's actually giving refunds for people, for Japanese consumers who thought that they were going to be getting that.
I want a refund.
Yes. So Nintendo's and it actually helped the Wii.
Up.
It helped the Wii U version actually sell a lot more on Amazon. So that was interesting because everyone's like, oh, well, they're censored it, so I'm going to get this one. So it is what it is. Yeah, game's still really good, though. I suggest playing it. The biggest problem with the game, which people aren't talking about, is the Wii U gamepad usage in that game. It's just terrible. You're sitting there and you're looking down at like messages that pop up all the time. You can't play if you don't have a Wii U gamepad, you can't look at messages like plain and simple, like period. It's a dual screen. Like it's like you have to have the Wii U gamepad, and if you're playing with the regular controller, like you can't just play with the regular controller. You have to play with the Wii U gamepad. You have to look at it. So if something's broken or whatever the case is, so they're fixing that, and that's the main issue with the game.
Okay.
So.
All right. There we go.
Cool.
Eric Popovich says Goose Game is still #1 on the eShop. Nate.
Goose Game. It's a good game.
It's a great game.
Where it belongs.
It got covered by the New Yorker.
I saw that. That was funny.
People underestimated the power of the goose.
Gosh.
That's gotta win Indie of the Year. I mean, there's like.
I bet you it will. I mean, well, at least it'll get the It'll get the fan vote, but you know, the critics will. They'll pick something else. I don't know.
Man, watch Death Stranding, whether it's sinks or
Death Stranding gets the Indie Game of the Year. It's like, wait a minute.
It's gonna get all the awards.
Conan O'Brien's in it.
They're gonna.
O'Brien is in it.
Wait, really? Did I miss that?
Yeah. He gives you an otter suit, so you can swim down a river doing this like an otter. It's great.
Wait, they really? I just saw.
You don't swim, you drift.
Sorry, you drift in the
I saw the skit. I didn't know he was actually in the game though.
No, he's in the game.
He's legitimately in the game, just like Jeff Keighley. He's one of those carriers that just says a couple things and then he gives you an otter outfit or a hat.
I don't watch the show for. Okay, whatever. Yeah.
Conan's funny. Though.
This is gonna have so many cameos. I wonder what other late night show hosts are gonna be in this game. Is Kimmel and Fallon gonna come out and do a whole bit?
This is where we all end up in it and had no idea.
Kimmel's gonna come out, just give a speech. Halfway through the speech, just gets shot in the head.
Death Stranding is gonna win some kind of award at that award show, even if it's like best game of 2019.
It's gonna win Jeff Keighley's favorite game of the year.
It's gonna win
starting with D.
I was gonna say best game with death in the title or something like that. They'll do something like that because I don't know if it'll win game of the year now because there's some.
If it does, I call bias.
At least it should be nominated for best Hideo Kojima game of the year.
Yeah, I think
that could be an
also
award.
The only no.
I think a game that's not out yet might win game of the year.
Damn Star Wars.
I think Star Wars gonna do it.
Damn it, John.
Let's go Star Wars.
Honestly,
also,
no.
When is the cutoff supposed to be for game of the year? Because I feel
like
like
December.
End of November, right? Like November 28th or something like that.
Okay, it is the end. All right.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was the beginning or end.
Yeah.
Well, for the Keighley Awards, at least, other people do it.
Yeah, they'll go to like the end of December, basically.
They should have a most controversial game of the year award because, like, I don't even know. Is it going to be Death Stranding? Is it Pokemon?
It'll be Pokemon.
I think Pokemon could take that in the bag, honestly.
Do you though? I mean, 3
That
hours.
was the most. No, this was the most. Pokemon is literally divided fan bases.
We'll talk about a little bit about Pokemon because
Yeah,
everything
I know,
keeps
we'll
coming
get
up
to it.
and people keep
Yeah.
getting mad at each other over it. So we'll talk about that too.
I hate that you like something.
And I like that you hate something.
This is Vanessera says just tuned in. Awesome meeting you, MVG at PRGE Portland Retro Gaming.
It was awesome to meet you too, Vanessa.
Then wish the rest of you could go in the future. It's an amazing event, tons of games and great people. I keep hearing that Portland is a good convention
I was
to
at
go to.
Retropalooza instead.
It was a good show.
That's
man.
the problem.
It was a good show.
Retropalooza is the same exact weekend.
but not next year now.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
okay, cool.
They moved PRG to August, so that will be interesting.
I can deal with that. August is okay. That'll work. Yeah, I'm probably get out there for that. I'm gonna try to go more conventions next year. I think it'll be fun.
Do it.
And then
That'd be good.
Matthew Campos said, "Did anyone get Super Monkey Ball HD impressions?"
Not out yet.
Well, I mean, they're sending review copies out now. I thought Sean.
Well,
I think Sean has one. Actually, I don't know if I was supposed to say that or not. Yeah, Sean has one. What's
I'm
that?
getting it on the 29th.
I've never gotten a review copy of anything.
Really?
Never.
You can get one.
I mean, I probably could, but I've not once since I started YouTube. I've never gotten anything. So every time people are talking about it, I'm like, yeah, I gotta go to the store.
Heck yeah.
Doctor says I can't believe you have M-rated beat 'em ups in this stream. With the hands up. And then Fish Fan says, yes, I'm in Pittsburgh. Italy's chipped ham for life.
Yeah.
There you go.
I feel bad because you guys, you don't understand. Like, it's amazing. You have to have some. I wish that Sean was on here because one, I want to see him in his Beetlejuice costume live, and two, I want to talk about that with him, and he's missing.
Yeah, he was still dressed up in his Beetlejuice costume. Actually, probably. I mean, he's dressed up now in it because he's at some party. So. You could still send Sean an invite, Evan, put him through Discord on his phone, and then he'll just jump right back out. There you go.
Just at his party with his grandma, that'd be great.
Hey, if it's on his phone, it'll he can hold it up for like 20 seconds in his Beetlejuice costume and leave. There you go.
I'm talking to Sean right now, so
there you go. Tell him.
Ask him about his opinion on chipped ham.
Okay.
And then
we need the debate to go on.
Legendary Link says Best Buy is releasing a set of matching green Joy-Cons tomorrow, and I need them for multiplayer. Is that tomorrow? Is that Monday? When is that? No, really? When? Hold on. I know green Joy-Con controllers are coming.
Sunday.
Yeah, tomorrow's Sunday. That's what I'm like. Is it tomorrow? I kind of want the green Joy-Cons too.
I just want Nintendo to make a left Joy-Con that has a D-pad.
Yeah,
I know the other, like, I think Corey's done it, but I want Nintendo.
Yeah, but you can't disconnect it. I want to be able to put it into the controller separate and still have it.
Dude, it'd be so nice for them to go and do that. Like, I've seen attachments for it. Third parties have done it. I'm like, Nintendo, just do it.
Yep.
Sell it separately. It's just an extra $40 you're gonna get from like 50% of your.
Oh, you know they're getting 50 for that thing.
No,
considering the amount of games that they have on the eShop that are 2D, it makes sense. It's like that's money, and there's a lot of people out there who will just buy it for the hell of it.
Yeah,
like for no reason. It's like, money, take it, Nintendo.
I mean, they already have like the Street Fighter collection and everything on there. They have Mario Maker. There's a lot of stuff going on there that would work with the whole Mega Man Legacy X collection, all that. Yeah. David Valdez says, just modded my Neo Geo Pocket Color with a backlit screen.
Nice one.
Jeez, yeah.
That sounds fantastic.
Nice one.
That's one of the reasons,
Now
by
you
the way,
can
that I
see
want that analog pocket. It's because of Neo Geo Pocket Color. Because I've only ever seen those in like,
those are so fun.
Held at an angle lighting. I really want that. I also received a physical copy of River City Girls and Celeste. Plan to go to SoCal Retro Games Swap Meet tomorrow. Almost complete my N64 links and Game Gear collection. Jeez.
Damn.
Valdez has a collection there. Yeah. Jeez.
Shout outs to David Valdez though. He's the homie.
And then Doctor says I got to give Microsoft props. They've managed to get me with Game Pass 3 times. They just offered me 3 months for $15 the night before Outer Worlds. I bet you that I was going to say I figured they would have had like a marketing blitz for Game Pass right before Outer Worlds. And then last one here is from Brad saying thought on a Mega Man Battle Network collection.
Yeah, I've been hoping for that for so damn long because there's what 6 of them.
There's a lot,
excluding like the ones that are just like they Pokemoned it up.
They got like the DS.
Release 2 versions of each now.
Yep. The Game Boy Advance ones were awesome though.
Dude, I love playing through those games, and they're honestly funny. Like I like games that don't take themselves too serious because I've got more than enough games that take themselves very serious. And I like the battle system in them, and it's just, I don't know, it's a Mega Man RPG. I was all over that, but now it's like we've got the X collection, we've got the Zero collection, we got the regular like Legacy collection. I mean, they should just do that.
You know what that means, right? It means it's time for Mega Man X9. Come on. They're not going to do it.
Crickets.
I wanted Mega Man X9. They have to do it.
Wait a minute, didn't they say they're already working on the next main Mega Man game though?
Yeah, they didn't say if it was X or regular. I hope it's X though. I want X9.
Yeah, but I don't. Mega Man 11
the next Battle Network.
It did good, but
Yeah.
I think we could get a Mega Man X series
At
game.
the
I mean, the X collection is
if you read through
or
the X
Zero collection.
the X collection at the end, they have like the book I believe you get with the Japanese version. At the end, it says X's story still isn't over. So that's like right at the end of it. So I'm hoping that means X9 in like a 16-bit art style type. I don't know. We'll see.
Didn't they say that at the end of Half-Life 2 as well?
Yeah,
The story is not over.
Yeah, but they did the episodes or whatever, right? The parts or whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
They did something there, and there's
Yeah.
rumors of a Half-Life VR game coming out. This is going to make everybody mad. So,
Oh, man.
Speaking of everyone being mad, Fallout First is a thing.
I want to hear Alpha's rant on Fallout.
Oh boy!
First.
Like, let me explain what Fallout First is first before we do this, just in case anyone missed this amazing announcement. So,
great.
Fallout First, somehow, I'm amazed by the way that Bethesda showed up and was able to like put this in front of everyone. Like, I can't believe it. This is the same
With
week.
a serious face on too, not like giggling in the background.
Dude, same week as Outer Worlds. Like, I can't believe it. It's almost like they figured we'll put it out now and everyone will forget about it by BlizzCon. But for $100 a year or $13 a month, you get Private World, Scrap Box, Survival Tent, Atoms, Ranger Armor Outfit, and Icons and Emotes pack. That's it.
That's it.
Yes. And then there were reports afterwards that the private worlds were actually recycled because people would basically reserve and get them, and then NPCs would be missing or dead in it. Things would already be looted. And then they decided to put their scrap in scrap boxes that give them unlimited scrap storage, and their items disappeared after they logged in. So it's already it's broken before when it launched.
Sounds like a lot of good stuff.
Does.
And it's $100 per year. which is amazing. Like
Slightly
The
more,
hole just
slightly
keeps
more
getting
value.
bigger and deeper.
Slightly more value than Game Pass, right? Slightly.
like I want you to imagine
You
where
shut your mouth.
How would you imagine where we were a year ago when we were looking at this game and we were like, it can't get any worse than this.
We jinxed it.
And here we are.
Yeah, it's not so good.
I honestly feel like, to some degree, this is Bethesda seeing how far do you think that we can push the fan base, and how much shit can we get away with before they eventually snap and don't buy our stuff. $100 a year to get fucked for the entire year is really expensive. To me, Bethesda would be better off with just deciding, hey, go hit up a dominatrix. You can get pegged for like $40 and it's over really quick, and you don't have to deal with Fallout 76. The idea that this exists, the idea that it still exists, to me is comical, but they want you to pay $100 for all your shit to get deleted.
Yeah.
And they give you almost nothing as a benefit. Like, it's ridiculous. The entire idea behind it, like, this should have just been an extension to Fallout 4. That's it. That's all it should have been. It's just, this should have been an expansion, and it's not.
I almost wonder if it started like that, like you're thinking, and then they were just like, wait a minute, we can sell this again.
Dude,
Alpha,
I
you know
really
what's
feel
funny?
like that they are just trying to see what can we do with the game engine. Why don't we just turn it into an entirely brand new game? And then while we're working on all of our other stuff, we can work out the kinks right here behind the scenes and make money all the while. To me, it makes a lot of sense. Companies have done things like that multiple times with like spin-offs and stuff. But it's just, nobody asked for it. Like, nobody was going, man, this would be really great. No one. Absolutely no one. Just like there was nobody who was excited for the mobile versions of the Elder Scrolls. When they announced them, they had these big shit-eating grins. They're like, come on, everybody. No, it's everybody just sat on their hands just going.
It makes you wonder what they might
stop.
be thinking about with things like the new Elder Scrolls coming up in Starfield. Like,
Don't even. I'm
just
so
really
nervous.
basic.
Don't even.
They're apparently still going to use the creation engine, so they'll probably be broken day one.
The funniest thing about this whole situation, the fact that one, their big, update DLC for Fallout 76, the Wastelands or whatever, was pushed back, and so they're like, here, have this other thing that costs more money instead. And the funniest thing about it is everything that they're offering as part of this deal was something they asked the fans for. They said, hey guys, what do you want in this game? What do you want? Give us feedback. Okay, well, it'd be nice if you added this and that and that. Great, we want to support you guys. So how about we'll add all that in there, but give us $13 a month or $100 a year. That's a deal. You save $56 if you pay $100 right now.
I like how they make it sound like they're cutting you a deal. That's my favorite part. They're like
$100. Give us $100 right now. There's like 10 people playing this game.
It does.
So
it's
great.
presented to you like a 36% discount.
Yeah.
I just wonder if everybody's on board, or the person who had to make that tweet is just like, oh my god, I'm not ready for this.
Oh, dude, that person who had to make the tweet just has Todd Howard standing behind him going, do it. Do it. Do it.
The PR
That's how I get
the
from the building as it exploded.
The PR people at Bethesda don't get paid enough. Like,
No,
I
they don't.
can't imagine the horror stories that they come home with, like bags under their eyes. They're like, I can't sleep. I have death
I
threats.
can't do this anymore.
I've been called so many different slurs in so many different languages. It's I'll give them $100 a year to just stop. Stop.
The amazing thing to me is they're still charging for the game. Like, I figured at this point, you just give Fallout 76 away for free, and you bank on your cash shop that they have and your subscription fee. I don't know why the game even has a price to get in.
That
at
would
this
make
point.
more sense.
Like, what's the point? I don't know.
Can we talk about how shitty of a year Bethesda has had this year?
Dude, it's been. I am amazed. Like, think about it this way: go back 2 years and look at Bethesda, and then look at them now.
Yep.
They were kings 2 years ago. You know, Rage 2 was the most forgetful game of the year because I never played it. I know some of you guys.
I played
Some
it.
of
I
the
liked
worst
it.
Exactly.
I liked it.
I feel like Rage.
I like
one
Rage
Marketing was
2.
horrible
Similar.
too.
Rage 1 was way superior than Rage 2.
No, it was superior, but I feel like it came out and people stopped. Like they didn't care.
Dude. Literally yesterday, when I was
liked
putting
Rage
in
2.
Modern Warfare, because I haven't turned on my PS4, I guess, since the early half of the year, because I've just been playing all my stuff on Game Pass. But so I turned on there's a disc in there, so I took it out. And
Dude,
it's
Microsoft
Rage
needs
2.
to start paying us, okay?
I was like, oh yeah, I have this game. Totally forgot about it. Just like,
I feel like both Rage 1 and 2 had the whole Men in Black, like, we're gonna wipe everybody's minds, because the minute that both games dropped, so did everybody's interest. I'm just like, what happened? Like it's like, look, it's coming out anyway. So, like I was saying over here, like,
I think one of the issues, as somebody who played Rage 1 and played the hell out of that game and got most of the achievements, and I'm like, yeah, okay, this ending sucked. Where's Rage 2? And then like a decade later, like, all right, here you go. And it's like, well, this happened, like, and they didn't re-release Rage 1 or anything like that. Like they did nothing to kind of. So it's like people who played this
But
game.
they had a band.
Well, that's true. They did.
Singing.
They did have a band, but they waited. I mean, they waited way too long for Rage 2. Like that should have been like a launch title type of deal, for like PS4 and Xbox One. It shouldn't have been this many years, literally like a decade later for this game. Like, so that's just way too long. Like, way too long. Too many things have changed since Rage 1.
That
Rage
Bethesda
1 came out.
That and that Doom fell out of this year. That got delayed. And we don't even know when the Switch version's coming out. Who knows when that's happening?
And they picked the worst date to launch it.
I don't think it's that Doom got delayed. I think Doom dodged a 2019 Bethesda bullet because their year has been so shit. And they're like, we'll just start with a clean slate. How about that?
Yeah.
So
That
they
sounds
chose to
great.
go against Animal Crossing?
Duality of man.
It's just them
That's
trying
ballsy.
to confirm Doom guy for Super Smash Brothers. That's all. They're trying to make nice. Look, it's my dream. I need this shit to happen. Doom guy all the way.
Let 'em
The
know.
Super shotgun to like Bayonetta's face, and then to like Peach or somebody.
Hey,
I need this.
start
stuff
the
to
movement.
happen. Like,
Make a video.
look,
The hashtag going, dude.
I want that to happen, but the other thing that Bethesda's been messing up bad, and it's been breaking my heart, Wolfenstein.
Oh,
How-
dude, Youngblood? Oh my gosh.
Dude, I don't get how Wolfenstein came back into the fold of first-person shooters and just became king shit. I was just like, this is great. I love that because I loved Return to Castle Wolfenstein, and I still consider it one of my favorite first-person shooters.
I remember playing that I think it was on the Xbox I was playing that.
Yeah,
Am I
dude,
thinking right?
on
Yeah,
PC,
original.
it was amazing. On Xbox, it was amazing. I was just like, I love this a lot. I played the multiplayer a lot. When the new one came out, I was all on board with it. I even played the one Wolfenstein everybody kind of forgets about that was on PS3 and 360.
I remember that one, yeah.
I actually like that one, even though people overlook it. But anyway, then all of a sudden, it was just like, we're going to take Wolfenstein and make it worse. And people were like, well, I mean, it's still kind of good. Maybe the next one will... No, it got worse. But it's still slightly good, and it's just eventually there's going to be a carcass for buzzards to pick.
Didn't they retain a lot of the id team though that they
the
pulled over
problem
for these?
The problem that's weird about this, and we're gonna go into that with Ubisoft too. Like Youngblood started getting into the whole always online games as a service thing as well.
Oh, it's awful,
isn't it?
man.
Yeah, you were talking about that too, Jordan. It starts to get into that, and that's
Dude.
what we're seeing. A lot of these companies
There was no
are starting to get
indication.
burned now for this.
There was no indication of what this game was when they showed it off and teased it for like this year and a half. It was kind of just like what New Blood was or whatever. It was like the spin-off game that continued the story. It was its own little thing. And when the game came out, it has story, but it's literally, hey, just keep playing these levels and leveling up your character, and keep playing these levels and leveling up your character. But you can buy all this stuff if you want. Just buy. It's so bad. It's not even a game. It spits in the face, and that scares me for the future of Wolfenstein. I very much am in the camp that enjoyed Wolfenstein and Wolfenstein 2. I think they are great games. I love the story, and I think it's interesting with the daughter aspect, but the fact that there's no good gameplay there, regardless of a good story or not, the gameplay is awful. Like even like the mechanics feel bad compared to Wolfenstein 2, and it's a spit in the face. It scares me to what Bethesda's going to want to keep mucking up and putting their hands into. Like, who's to say after this next Doom comes out, they release a smaller Doom game that is literally the same thing as what they did with Wolfenstein, and they ruined their last good franchise that they have out here.
This
like,
Doom won't even
be bad.
Doom Eternal won't even have like a death match.
That's already a step in the wrong direction, but luckily the game still looks good.
It does look good. It looks really good.
Fine. But if you turn that game on, and the second you pick up some really cool weapon, or you get your shotgun, and it goes, all right, $10. That's not going to be a good day. That's not going to be a good day for fans. It's not going to be a good day for Bethesda. It's not going to be a good day for all the controllers that I'm going to break.
So now the question is, can Bethesda recover with Starfield and then the next Elder Scrolls? That's what it's going to come down to.
I feel like because the properties that they have are so deeply ingrained into gaming and into a lot of our own personal histories, that we're always going to be open to the idea of them making a good version of the game. But if it's shit, we're going to acknowledge that it's shit and either never ever go near it or wait until it's cheap and used and then go and pick it up. But Elder Scrolls, I want it to be really good. I've been playing since Daggerfall, so I'm always looking forward to it. I just want them to take care of it, and it's like, I always hope that companies are like learning from past mistakes of business practices that kind of just went awry. And they don't decide, oh, hey, let's go and ingrain that into this next one. Like, if I go and pick up, like, Elder Scrolls 6, and they're saying, oh, man, hey, there's loot boxes now.
Yeah.
Come on. You can go and get new... I will lose my actual shit until it becomes sentient, and it also loses itself. I can't have that happen. Like, don't destroy a good thing. It could... But I don't want an image.
Well, if you play it on PC, at least the community that mods all the games to make them better will probably be there to fix that for you.
That's true. In the modding community for all Elder Scrolls games,
well, what if
they are the Q&A for the console?
What if Starfield comes out though and it's always online?
It's going to be that though.
I'm less worried about it being that rather than them making a bad microtransaction filled game. Like, well, I at this day and age, if a game's always online, whatever. You know, if that's going to be the case, most games want to do that anyway. Just give me a good game that is not a quick get rich scam for the company. All right, like Youngblood. If Starfield is this always online game, at least give me a cool space RPG game. Don't give me some lackluster BS. All right. Same thing with Elder Scrolls 6. Like, obviously, we know they're going to put Elder Scrolls 5 on everything when the new consoles come out. Great. It'll be fun to always go back and play those. But obviously, when we want the evolution of this series, I am nervous for 6. I'm nervous that current day Bethesda has no idea what fans want anymore, and all they know is how to line their pockets. That's it. They are finding new ways every single day to monetize an audience that just wants the best for them. And every time they get screwed, they come back like all of a sudden, can I please have some more, sir? That's all they keep doing, is they keep coming back, and we were vocal about it. We'll bitch about it. We'll say this, say that, but we'll be the first ones to go, Elder Scrolls? What? Yeah, I'll take Elder Scrolls. You got that? Blades? I don't want Blades. I don't want Blades. You got 6? Oh, yeah, I want 6. I'll wait. You know, like we're always waiting for it. And Todd knows this, all right? Todd's sitting there going, can't wait for the next E3 where I can make jokes about last year and then still do the same crappy stuff for another year. Like, he was so cocky on stage this year. Like, listen, we had problems. Ha, ha, ha. But what if we put Battle Royale in Fallout 76? That would fix everything, right? No, it wouldn't, Todd. Give us Elder Scrolls 6 and make it good, all right? Don't give us no crap, all right? If I see another Youngblood incident, I'm done.
Well, dude, Youngblood was... I don't think we can compare... Youngblood was... deals essentially like expansion, right? It wasn't a full type of thing, you know. So
it was a middle finger. That's what it was.
Well, regardless, what I like Skyrim. I think they're gonna do a good job with it. But I think like I am worried about. I don't want always online. Like that's the thing that would be pretty much a. Some people were saying in the chat that'd be a deal breaker for me. Like if it's always online, y'all can play it and enjoy. I'll watch streamers play it, but I can't be having everything like a single player game have always online unless they're going to do some type of multiplayer type of stuff into the game. But in order to fund this type of thing, they're going to need something outside of just normal
horse armor.
Yeah, the regular Skyrim. Skyrim had so much pieces of DLC, but that's a lot of work, right? Making DLC is a lot of work.
Don't even joke about that, Misclick, because they're the type of people that will release. No, they're going to re-release Skyrim on the next gen consoles and give guys. We know you love Skyrim, so Skyrim first. Here it is. You can pay us now $100 a year to play a game that literally came out a decade ago.
Man. They're going to do something. It's not just going to be, oh look, you just get this amazing game with all these 300 hours of. They're going to do something to monetize it past, you know.
Can we just all acknowledge that they also said, hey, we're going to bring back Commander Keen. Yay! It's a mobile game.
They did it.
Like, dude, I was so happy. I was like, oh my god,
they wasted so much time on it too.
It'd be cool if it came back. I didn't want them to do this. It's like it's bloated.
This is what you asked for, Alpha. This is what you wanted. You made it so they did that. This is our fault, guys. We're the gamers. It's our fault. This is what we wanted.
You know, I'm looking at this stuff now. I'm realizing it was actually a really bad week for games this week. Cause
it really was.
Now we have to move over
content, though,
to another company that actually probably had. This is going to sound crazy. This company had a worse week than Bethesda, technically. That's
and they came out of nowhere, right? I mean, like
it's Ubisoft.
Yeah,
they had a really bad week. This is crazy. So both Division 2 and Ghost Recon Breakpoint were underperformed apparently badly. To the point where they had to lower all of their expectations for revenue. Their stock dropped like 20%, something nuts. And then they pushed everything back. Everything got delayed. So Watch Dogs,
except for Just Dance,
Gods and Monsters. Oh yeah, Just Dance still coming out on the Wii, right?
Yeah.
All right, we're good. There you go.
on pre-order.
Gods and Monsters got pushed back. What else? Watch Dogs Legion got pushed back. And then they have a
Rainbow Six.
Rainbow Six.
The Watch Dogs thing is interesting because I have a feeling they were going to bump that game anyway because that mechanic about, you know,
playing as anyone.
Yeah,
it's a lie.
That's not really fleshed out very well. I don't even know how they're going to do that. You know what I mean?
If the game comes out and actually does that, right? If the game legitimately has that feature when it comes out, I will eat crow. Watch Dogs has been built on lies.
No, I think it's going to be scalar. Like there's going to be 30 total different characters, but there's going to be thousands of them, and you can pull from them whenever you.
You could be this grandma or that grandma or this one. Wow, great job.
And then,
Keep lying
over
about
time,
your game.
they add a DLC for like 20 additional possibilities. So like, that's all they're gonna do.
Well, they said that Breakpoint failed because it was released too close to Wildlands is their reasoning for it, and they didn't really have much of a reason for Division 2. I think they're starting to realize that they just have too many live service games crowding up the place.
Well, Igimon did say that he realized that there was a lot of pushback with a lot of the stuff that they included in Breakpoint.
Right.
Like he realized that the game wasn't like he didn't outright say
skill
it, but
being able to buy skill points is a bad thing. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
he sounded like he was talking about like, yo,
that.
like, okay, we know that the fans didn't like this game and we need to do better with it. But yeah, Breakpoint looks like absolute trash. From what I was watching,
they say these games need to do better, but I bet you I'm gonna be unlocking radio towers and gods and monsters for some reason.
Yeah, I did a whole video talking about this whole situation and where Ubisoft should go from this. But yeah, knowing
I know
couple inside things about what they're doing with a few games here in the future, because like they're really loving this always online service. They want these games as a service to continue, and at least we still have a couple more years before Assassin's Creed heads that way. But I'm nervous for when they do that.
Dude, they might release
is literally the same game you've played 4 times before from everything I've heard.
They have 2 unannounced games still coming. So I was wondering if they're going to release Watch Dogs and then like 4 months later release an Assassin's Creed game.
Dude.
Well, yeah, Assassin's Creed the Vikings one will drop holiday next year.
But then Watch Dogs is going to come out in like August probably. Maybe like
I mean, hey, maybe they learned to take out radio towers or cliffs or something to go synchronize or whatever.
All right, then.
They probably won't.
I think you guys are forgetting about Tom Clancy's Just Dance, because that's going to be coming out. I'm excited for that personally. I've never read one of his books, but pretty much Ubisoft is just Tom Clancy presents.
I mean, that's gonna be the next game with Sam Fisher in it before they.
But that's the thing. They could do a good Splinter Cell game and just not make it a games as a service. They could do it.
They could definitely do a good Splinter Cell game. It's just that they don't want Splinter Cell to be a stealth game either, and they also don't want it to be a console or PC, because they're like, all right, Sam Fisher, you also go to mobile. All this shit was happening. I want you to understand that I was in the midst of cardiac arrest dealing with all this shit. I was just like,
they put him on a mobile phone. Oh man,
bro, that's a death sentence. They put them in a mobile app.
I mean, I have these thoughts about, why don't they just remaster, the first 3 Splinter Cell games on, next gen or on the Switch or anything. But the problem is they need to find ways to monetize these games, and I think that's the reason why they don't go back in time and pull out games from their back catalog, which were really good, and bring them forward. I think that whole games as a service thing has just blinded their vision, and this is the result of that, really.
Well, what kills me is like Splinter Cell could be like what Grand Theft Auto is. Like if you look at Grand Theft Auto 5, it has a really good single player, but then they take the multiplayer and separate it completely. It's like GTA Online. So you could do a Splinter Cell, because you could do like you could do Mercenaries versus Spies, which is an awesome mode. Like, everyone who's played that, it's amazing. And you do that, and you do your microtransaction stuff there, but then you keep the single player just really, really good and separate. Like.
Yeah, that's all they would have to do, but they want the single player to also be the multiplayer, to also be a way for you to always buy microtransactions.
They put everything in one bowl, and it's at the expense of the entire experience. Yeah, and it's one of the reasons why I feel like a lot of their games have kind of gone to shit. And it bums me out, because like, don't get me wrong, they do a lot of dumb shit, but they've also put out a lot of games that I really like. I'm a big fan of the Rayman series. I love it to no end.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
they aren't going to do anything until they can figure out, how the fuck can we just make Rayman online only?
You know what? I think that's why Gods and Monsters look so interesting to me, because I was like, I don't think this is an always online game, where I'm climbing radio towers. Looks so different from their other stuff. Yeah, but it looks so different from the stuff they were showing.
There's a way.
And I'm like, maybe this is like an actual creative game from Ubisoft. It's gonna be different. But
and then suddenly it has 150 gigabyte install, always online. Surprise!
Can't wait.
But now it's delayed too, so I don't know. Hopefully that's out in the first half of next year. But that at least looked interesting when they were showing it.
I wanted to run something by you guys before we just move on to the next topic. I think maybe some of these games were delayed. Maybe they're going to remove some of these. Maybe these games had a heavy focus on service-based, and these are the reasons why they were delayed a bit, so they can remove those type of service-based things. Because I think people are really getting tired of this always online service-based single-player type of games. Like Ghost Recon, you can't even enjoy these games by yourself, man. You have to be connected online. Like you have, like, what if you don't have somebody to play with right then and there? What if you don't want to go voice chat with somebody, like, and when you
or
play
have
the
a
games,
subscription service online through the
yeah, or like,
consoles. Yeah.
and these games are so useless without, like, really they are. I've seen somebody play Ghost Recon by themselves. It's dumb. You know what I'm saying? And you can't even do it. So it's like maybe they're trying to remove some of this stuff. That's why these games are delayed.
I don't know if it should be
I hope they
removal
are.
as much as rebalance based on user input as to what they need to do from outside.
And Pablo brings up a good point about Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people forgot about
What's
that
that?
one.
I forgot about it because it's vaporware, basically.
Yeah. I knew
They're
it was
gonna turn
vaporware
that
alpha.
game into a giant city where everyone just plays as a different character on an only online.
Dude, I knew it was vaporware as soon as they started saying, "Hey, you guys can be part of the development." I'm like, "Okay, this is nothing."
Gonna be a hot minute.
When they started doing that, I'm like, "There's no way this game is real." They're
All
acting
they
the
had
shit
was a
with
CGI
right now.
trailer with a lot of cursing. That's all they had.
Yeah.
Hey, but John Bernthal. Yeah.
It's,
He's in a Ghost Recon Pew Pew, a game that came out that no one bought.
Yeah, well, maybe
Is that candy?
maybe 2020 will be the year of Ubisoft. There you go.
Nah, I don't know about that.
Not
That's a little something right there. That's like saying, hey, Bethesda, they got this next year.
There's a lot of skepticism in a room.
Yeah.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Last of Us Part 2 got delayed. Like everything was just bad this week. Man, everything was. Last of Us Part 2 coming out at the end of May 29th? Yes, May 29th.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
The only thing that
I'm
makes
okay
it
with
worse
that now I
is
think
because
about
they just announced it. And my theory is that Sony kind of pressured them for a release date for an ending for their PlayStation Now, State of whatever it's called. Because they needed something to finish it off. And like, fine, here's a release date. And literally probably right after they gave that release date, they're like, crap, now we have to figure out everything else.
Did you watch did you watch the God of War documentary?
No.
I did, yes.
Yeah. In that, they actually have something very similar happen, where they're talking about the release date, and they feel like they got it locked down, and then it sounds like something
getting closer.
Yeah, they keep getting closer, and they're like, oh, we're not going to make that date. We got to change it, and they changed it, but it sounded very similar to like what happened here. So if you want to see something like that happen kind of from the inside, I would go watch that. It was a good documentary. It was very good.
Dude, it was great.
The reason I think it's like this whole way is because if you look at Neil Druckmann's tweet, right after they announced the original release date, he was like, stop asking me now. There you go. Like, he seemed like a little like peeved off about it, which I think was him being annoyed by Sony to give a release date, and all the fans was like, there you go. And then literally went back with the team, started working on stuff, and went, oh, we're not going to make it. We got to push this back. So then they waited just a little bit till they figured out their schedule. And then they're like, hey, how does the end of May sound?
Well, it also, if you look at it, also seems to affect Ghost Tsushima's release date as well. Because that might come out right when the PS5 launches.
It could be a dual release at this point.
Yep.
Or it'll be like a Beyond Two Souls and literally come out weeks before.
Well, it'll probably come out as a PS4 game, and then it'll just get a patch on the PS5 You know, you pop it in, it downloads like 10 gigabytes or something, and now it's a
we're
PS5
talking
game.
next gen. It's gonna be like 150.
Oh man, that's gonna be that'll be interesting to see see how that when that comes out. You might as well just leave it as a PS5 game at that point. But Last of Us Part 2. I'm okay with it though. I didn't even realize it because it was at the end of February. That was like 4 or 5 days before Final Fantasy VII Remake comes out. And once Final Fantasy VII hits, I'm gonna be gone for like a week. So just playing that, hoping they end at a certain point, and they probably won't. I'm not allowed to say that because it's a spoiler apparently 20 years later. But even though it's on. Wait, no, is that?
How old is that game now?
Alpha, do you have that figure back there? Is that?
22 years.
Yeah. You want me to get it?
Is that the Aerith figure? Aerith figure?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and cover that up. No, I was kidding. That was an interesting controversy, by the way, because gamers have cycled through at this point. They don't know the entire story of that, so it's spoilers to talk about that apparently. So.
You know what? I'm still kind of curious if they'll decide to do some outlandish shit and be like, hey, we're actually changing it.
That would be interesting. They have to make it so there's a way for.
I feel like there's an option.
The end of the game has to have it.
That's what I kept on thinking about was if they had like actual decisions that will change, because it's like, okay, well, disc 2 comes out or volume 2, whatever they're calling it, and that comes out, then your save file decisions will carry over, if they do that, everybody's just going to lose their mind.
So
I mean, that wouldn't be too surprising, right? They already changed the combat, which was a huge change in my opinion, is to change the whole basis of how the game functioned from the original. I
mean, they have two different battle systems though, because they confirmed that they have turn-based combat, then they have the full action, which I personally didn't mind the action version of it, because playing through Final Fantasy 15, if you use the wait option that they have, it was just like playing turn-based combat. And nobody ever used it at all. Every time I mentioned it, they were like, what are you talking about? I'm like, it's right there. Just click it. And they're like, oh, wow. And then they said this about FF7. Then all of a sudden, it's like naysayers were just suddenly just like completely silent about it.
I think the start of the game, it's going to be really subtle, right? Like the start of the game, it's going to give you options. It's going to say, I've never played Final Fantasy, or I've played the game and I want to experience it again, right? And based on what you pick is, the outcome of the story.
I think the way that I kind of think the way that this first one's going to end is the event that I'm alluding to is going to happen, right? That's going to be really well done, tastefully done, and everything. It's going to be really, really emotional. And then
Emmy's crying.
At the end of it, I think before the credits hit for this first part, they're going to have some sort of hint that that part will change later on in the next one or something. They'll have something. They'll have they'll have like materia, rising out of the water, something like that, something crazy, and they'll just cut it.
There's two things that one, I don't think that they'll actually do that particular scene on this.
Okay, you don't think it'll be in this
because one? They put all this emphasis in discussing that they're expanding so much of this game, and I feel like this is going to be. It's going to be like 30% of what we're used to and we already know. And then 70% is just going to be all brand new stuff.
Yeah.
And well, I guess you could include some things from Crisis Core might end up popping up here and there.
Oh, what they did flashbacks and dropped into that. That'd be cool.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, like I've been so excited about just the additions. And most people get scared of that because they just want the same exact thing but prettier. And I'm like, I already have that, and I've beaten that game like 5 or 6 times now, so I want that but new and fresh.
Yeah, just a ton of stuff like backstory and stuff explored.
As long as it doesn't feel like filler, though, that's the big thing. It's like
I don't think it'll end up feeling like filler, and that's not even coming from just like me hyping myself. It's only because most of what they've shown off that is technically new, because we're starting to see that they showed off a lot of stuff that they're actually putting focus on Avalanche, like as a group.
That was
so those individual characters will actually have like their own spotlight. And I like that because I always thought that they felt like throwaway characters. They were there, and then you moved on.
Makes sense.
And I don't know. I'm just hoping that we see more of everything, because it's been like several decades now since it came out.
Yeah. I mean, they're doing everything. They're putting the cross-dressing scene in with Cloud and everything. So I say just do everything. Explore all the.
Link did it. Cloud's gonna do it again too.
There you go.
Don't do it.
There you go. Let me go over here to Jordan. Jordan,
that's me.
Tell me about this Pokemon controversy. I was hearing about experience being divvied up. I was hearing about voice acting. There was all kinds of stuff happening, man.
Listen, I could say good, bad, positive, negative, doesn't matter. Everyone's gonna hate or like what you say.
Actually, hold on 1 second, Jordan. Alpha, are you do you play the Pokemon games?
I do.
Okay. Have you played the recent ones?
I didn't play Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon because I didn't care.
Okay, but you played Sun and Moon?
but outside of that, like out of the main series, I've played all of them. It's
okay.
I don't know. I just didn't have the time to go through Ultra Sun and Ultra
Moon. So you're much more up to date than me. This is good. Go, Jordan.
Yeah. All right. There's a meme I saw that kind of sums this all up. It was just a picture of every other Pokemon game over the whole 20 plus years, right? And it's saying every game's been the same basically forever, and now y'all want change. And I was like, here's the thing. Obviously, there's stuff I don't agree with, but it's Game Freak, and by the end of a console's generation, they eventually get everything to that point you want it to be. So, for example, look at the 3DS. You look at X and Y, right? Look at those games compared to Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Look at how the graphics changed. Look at all the features changed. Look what you can do. So maybe not every Pokemon which every issue with this game started off with not every Pokemon being in the game. So probably by the end of the Switch's lifespan, with whatever Pokemon game comes out, we'll have all the Pokemon. Not saying it's an excuse. Obviously, if there's Pokemon you like, they should be in the game. I get that, but it is what it is. I'm not going to miss a few different Pokemon here and there that I probably wasn't going to be going for, but I'm sure everyone has their individual favorites. But like, no, this one was my favorite. They didn't put it in. Cool. All right, they'll put it in eventually. I don't know what to tell you. Go back and play it. I mean, there's a point where it gets too much, man.
Mad about the Pokedex just kind of being in half. Like, I get that because we want to have access to everything, but
of course,
I mean, but it's going to eventually happen. And this isn't like just trying to go and defend Nintendo and Game Freak and stuff. Like, I still plan on picking up the games. And regardless of everything, I saw people flipping out about the experience share stuff because they're just like, oh, that should just be an option. And I agreed, like, it'd be nice for it to be an option, but I was also like, hey, that's cool. I don't have to use something for that.
Dude, I thought about that too.
The funniest thing, the people who are going, no, what, EXP share? I'm like, bro, you're telling me that in every single Pokemon game, your favorite part is after you catch other Pokemon is going and literally waiting and training every single Pokemon individually and making your game go 6 times as long? That's what you're complaining about? Like, the game's already going to be long enough. So the fact that there's EXP share, if you like it, great. If you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. Most people just use their starter Pokemon anyway in these games. So
here's what the issue is with experience share that I've learned.
That hit close to home with my 72 Blastoise being like the only thing back in the day.
That's all people end up using, man. People just get their main starter and they're like, you know what? I'll catch a Butterfree, but don't do anything with it.
Are you Chris Delia? Chris Delia voice.
Go to OJ.
Sorry.
Well, some people have talked about the experience share not being able to kind of customize your Pokemon better, right? Like how EVs work and all of that. And but I think at this point, I agree. People are just kind of saying anything and everything is going to set some people
It doesn't
off.
matter.
Like,
you could say, hey, the game takes place in 1942. What? I hate that year. That's a terrible year. And the other side's like, I love 1942. That's a really good year. It doesn't. You can anything sets people off in either direction. But here's the thing: that all the people who are complaining, they're still gonna buy it. It's Pokemon.
I don't know. The thing that kind of like with Pokemon controversy is that I think it's really not. I wouldn't say it's a small group of people because the people who have already set that they're not going to buy the game because of the Pokedex or whatever the case is, they're already set that they're not going to buy it. You know what I'm saying? They're already set that they're not going to, or maybe they're going to get it anyway, or
just not tell their friends.
Or just not tell their friends. Or I've seen people literally waffle. I'm going to get somebody else to buy it for me. Oh, no. I'm going to wait for Christmas.
Oh my God.
I'm like,
just like what you like. If you don't like something, say you don't like something.
Yeah,
you don't have to make it a whole campaign to end something. I can't believe Pokemon's forced me to use EXP share. Angry. No one should be able to play it now, and I should take everyone's enjoyment away of something. If you don't like it, cool. Screw off then. That's it. If you do like it, play it. Like, it's as simple as that. I don't know what to tell people. Like, the whole argument online, man, it's so dumb.
So ashamed that they're gonna meet people in an alleyway and like buy the Pokemon games like they're drugs and shit. They're like, I don't want anybody to see me. Oh.
It's so funny. I mean, some people have even lost their mind. They've said like, "Oh, well, I'll get somebody else to buy. I don't want Game Freak to get my money." I'm like, dude, you know that Game Freak still gets whoever's money that you told to buy for you.
I'm gonna buy it. Use some GameStop. Well, Game Freak already made their money. So it doesn't matter.
No, but I understand why some people are upset with the especially like the hardcore Pokemon players out there. I have watched a lot of their videos. You know, if you have a certain like battling set and like they don't have that Pokemon that you like in there, obviously that's an issue for a lot of people. So I can understand.
And I don't want people to be misconstrued. I'm sorry for cutting you off, but I know people are going to take this the wrong way for what I'm saying. If you are angry or disappointed about certain features or facts in the game, that's 100% in your right, in your opinion, and how you feel about this. And you're 100% allowed to voice it on the internet and how you feel. But the second you make it a crusade about ruining other people's fun or threatening developers or becoming this hate mob of every time the word Pokemon is uttered, oh, I can't believe you support it, you suck, and becoming this whole this is when it becomes too much. You can hate. You can hate all you want on something, but just don't ruin other people's enjoyment of it. All right, you can voice your opinion,
Nobody
make
can
videos.
ruin shit for me because I got a big ass chocolate shake.
Well, Ryan,
exactly. He got a big ass chocolate shake, and also SpawnWave got $99.99.
Ryan Upchurch wants us to know.
I'll say Ryan Upchurch donated $100 and said, "Pokemon is awesome."
Yeah,
Can I
there you go.
Can I
See, Ryan
weird
knows.
flex really quick?
Oh, okay.
They just sent me this really nice jacket. Literally day before yesterday. It's for Sobble Squad. I don't know. I might be Grookey gang, but
I'm going.
And by the way,
really
Ryan
cute.
Upchurch is a very large rapper. By the way, so
yo.
like he's a big deal. So that's
Rotunda.
I want to point out that there was a lot of people who were flipping out about the Gigantamax. Is that how it's pronounced?
Oh,
yeah. The big boy Pokemons. So they were pissed off because they're like, oh my god, it's like all they ever do is care about, Gen 1 Pokemon, and it's like, if it is a Pikachu, Eevee, and Charizard, they don't fucking care. And I was like, but dude, do you see how big Pikachu was? That boy was huge. He was so fucking awesome. And then I saw Charizard, I was like, he's awesome. I'm like, yeah, but he already had those. He had the other evolution. I'm like, so? Give me more. I don't give a shit. Look.
Did you see Long Boy Meowth?
He could be like Godzilla size.
Yeah,
Long Cat, man.
Long Boy Meowth, man.
Dude, Long Cat Meowth all day. The fact that we can bring
going
back
around
like late 2000s memes of Long Cat into a video game, this is fantastic.
Dude,
I do want to say
Pikachu. That's great.
I do want to say thanks to Ryan Upchurch though.
Whoop, whoop.
Thank you. Yes, you're right, Jordan. He is actually a fairly large.
Yeah.
Rapper. Wow.
1.6 million.
Wow.
Thanks,
Thanks, Ryan.
surprised.
I appreciate it, Ryan.
Thanks for the Pokemon love.
Yeah.
I think with the whole thing, I'm just like really confused because I didn't like grow up necessarily playing.
Shit.
Damn.
Uh-oh. Hey.
That's
actually really funny.
I spit Luki is on OOs who don't like Pokemon.
Dude, we need a hey,
okay, Ryan,
you
that's
should
good.
do a Pokemon community diss track on all the people who are bitching. 'Cause you got it, man. You got this, dude. That would go viral. Telling you. Go ahead.
All right, Ryan. Check out Ryan.
That was
Upchurch.
worth,
Thanks,
that was
Ryan.
worth the $99. I loved it.
Look at VC sucking up to him right now. He's bitching about Pokemon the most. You fraud. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got it.
OJ, I just this VC right now. Wait, I'm a rapper too. I love Pokemon.
Freaking fuck. Okay, I'm good. I'm gonna quiet down.
That is a good line though. With yells on hoes who don't like Pokemon.
Yeah, man, Pokemon's awesome.
That is a really good line.
Oh my god.
Thanks, Ryan. We see him in the chat. Thanks, Ryan.
Just gonna get out this
Tears.
Oh, that's good stuff. That's good. Oh man. We were talking about Pokemon, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That kind of
Thanks, Ryan. Thanks again.
Don't be a meanie. Stop ruining people's fun with Pokemon. All right.
They're gonna sell at least 15 million.
Yeah. The controversy makes things do better. That's it.
I mean, Let's Go sold almost 11.
Yeah.
So
I think there was a gunshot outside.
It's okay. Just take it.
Okay. Right? Yeah.
Pokemon fans coming for you.
They want that chocolate shake.
Dude, that's you know what? It's the Pokemon talk. There was like, I heard motherfuckers saying good things about Sword and Shield. I don't need this. They're gonna come in and like Team Rocket. Wait, no. What's the team's name in Sword and Shield? Anybody know?
It's
What, the-
guys? I can't remember.
Yeah.
I don't know. The bad guy team.
Team Yell.
Yeah, Team Yell. There you go.
Yeah.
Team
Oh,
Yell.
well, they're gonna
Team
come in
Angst.
dressed like that with like brandishing guns and shit. They're like, come here.
yeah, it'll sell really well though, and that's what'll end up happening. I mean, people are gonna buy a Switch Lite and Pokemon for Christmas, like.
Dude, I've been wanting
It's
Pokemon
beautiful.
on consoles for ages, and the closest that we were getting was Gale of Darkness.
Yeah.
And it was GameCube.
Hold on, misclick. That jacket. Okay, let me tell you. I was at the Texas State Fair
Did you
last
see it?
week. Yes, I was at the Texas State Fair last week, and they had this like little Pokemon event, right? So I got to take a picture, and they gave me like these Pokemon luggage tags and like
Yeah.
all this cool stuff, right? the 3 employees were wearing that jacket, and I was so mad that I couldn't get that jacket.
Yo,
I'm so jealous.
Got slap for my pens.
I know, in case you got to carry pens everywhere, but oh man, I'm jealous. I'm Pokemon. Hey, what up? I'm defending you, Pokemon. Where's my jacket?
Listen, can I just say before we freaking had the $100 drops, I like didn't grow up with Pokemon necessarily like playing it myself. I always had all my friends be obsessed with it, so I like secondhand exposure. But from like when I understand if you have a hardcore like system that you really like, but at the same time, like for me, Zelda was my main thing, but every game was the same but different. You know what I mean? So it's like you had the same kind of setup and system, but the art style was different, the experience, the story. So it's like for me, it's like I understand from the developers when they say like we want you to enjoy this specific generation's, Pokemon. It's like, maybe they will add the other Pokemon for the Pokedex in. Like that for me, it's like if you're upset about it, that's cool. But like again, don't go and make it your life's mission to like start this whole craze over it. It's like experience the new Pokemon that they put all this work into, and enjoy that.
Act.
Here's the other
thing. A lot of
like,
fans
you don't want new,
realize
you
that.
just want old. Like that's crazy to me. Like, don't you get
people
bored?
Forget we live in a generation where there's a thing called updates and patches. So who's to say Pokemon, maybe not every month, they go, hey, every month here's 10 more Pokemon that you can catch in the game now or transfer from your older games. Who's to say they can't do that? Because we live in a generation where everyone just wants to patch and update. And if they want to do that,
the thing is, if we just kept on getting the same exact Pokemon games over and over again, then that's all that you're getting is same old shit with a new coat of paint. And
the one time they majorly change it,
like they'll keep on complaining, well, I wanted to have like new additions, change this, update this, and then when you do that, then you make people angry. It's like if you change too much, then it doesn't feel like the same game. If you leave everything the same, then the new game doesn't feel like it's new anymore.
Right.
And the thing is, if you want to play the same game, it's already out. You can play it.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's the same exact conversation that I like. I know we're going back to FF7, but just to make the point of, like, people were upset about the changes and additions. I'm like, well, it's a remake. It literally says it in the fucking title. Remake. Like, it's not a port. You already have the port. It's on PS4 and PC and Switch. It's everywhere. You already have it. But they're just like, no, just prettier. Like, what the fuck? Then it's not really a remake. It's just FF7 prettier edition. Same thing
remastered,
with Pokemon.
Kinda.
Well, I'm excited to get back to Pokemon because I haven't really played.
I'm excited for it too.
I haven't really played Pokemon like that since.
I
guess Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee played that last year. Before that, it was Gold and Silver.
I do also want to mention.
I was excited for it. Somebody called me a fucking Game Freak bootlicker. I was like, "Are you fucking mad,
dude?" You know what?
This whole time excited about something that they're feigning rage and anger about makes you a bootlicker. What the fuck is this?
I think it helps that I'm not like really in tune with Pokemon games anymore, like I used to be back in the day, and now I was out for a while. Maybe that's why I'm excited. I see people talking about all kinds of technical stuff that I don't
see. This whole controversy throughout the whole start of the controversies till now, I've been very quiet on what I feel about it. I've just said I'm going to stay out of it. I choose not to be in this whole debate. But something's in the water tonight, and I'm feeling a little angsty. All right, so those are my stances on it. If you're butthurt about Pokemon, all right, cool. You can be butthurt about it. You can discuss it and talk about it. But stop yucking everyone else's yum. All right.
I just want to go. I want to go back to the days where we got those gold plaques in our Burger King Happy Meal thing.
Yeah, now we get cheap little McDonald's spinner
those were the
toys
days.
That just came out.
Yeah, I know that. They got a Happy Meal for the kid earlier, and it came with one of those spinners, and it came with a.
What'd you get, Eevee?
Oh, you mean the actual spinner?
Yeah, who'd you get?
It was a purple one.
You didn't see the card you got with it?
Oh, it was a Doug Trio, I think.
Doug Trio? Nice.
Yeah.
I got Eevee. I need to find the rest of it.
I threw it out.
How dare you throw out cheap plastic?
It was actually bent, though. Like, they gave it to me, and it was, like, bent. And I was like, Jordan would be so mad looking at this right now.
It is what it is.
I'd like to be excited about games. I get the... It's weird because people are fucking buzzkills. Like, big time. For whatever reason, when you're hyped about something, people want to come over and just shit all over. I'm like, why, man? Just let somebody be happy about it.
It's an online pastime for people. They love it.
Well.
It's just, I don't know. I think that it's odd. Like, look, I get it when something's, like, legitimately looking janky and all fucked up. but it's not. Like, do I want all the Pokemon to be in it? Yeah. Is this going to be a deal breaker enough? No, clearly, because I'm still buying this shit to play.
Nate, how you doing over there? He doesn't have a camera, so I forget about him sometimes.
He's probably already outside.
How's Nate doing? Is Nate okay over there? I was gonna ask him.
Awake?
I was gonna ask how your Pokemon, how everything was going there for Pokemon for you.
Yeah, he's awake.
All right.
Okay. He could be there and just not say anything, and we would never know.
That's how upset he is.
Nah, I was watching Friday the 13th, Part 3.
Oh, is
Oh, that's my second favorite. That's a really good entry.
What do you think? What do you think, Nate, about the Pokemon situation? There's no voice acting.
All the controversy is bullshit.
Okay.
It's a small group of people who keep wanting to be outraged over the game, and every time there's a minor thing for them to bitch about, they come out of the woodwork to bitch about it. The core fan base is going to buy the game. The game's going to sell 20 million copies, and the 2,000 people who go to Twitter or YouTube or forums and bitch about it are going to continue to do it, and nobody's going to give a shit.
I think I'm just going to buy one of them, though. I don't think I'm going to buy both. I think it's
And
Pokemon
that's the
Sword.
people who are bitching are still going to buy the game and play it.
Wait, no,
I have
Evan.
to add something for people's knowledge.
Wait, which? Oh, go ahead.
So go ahead.
I need to figure out which version that Evan was buying.
I was buying Shield because it has the ghost.
Okay, good.
Gym, I
Let me
believe.
get Sword.
So right now, I know a lot of these Nintendo Steelbooks keep not coming to America, but they finally, like last week, if you go to Target, we actually can't do it in store. I think it's online only at Target. Maybe you can do it in store, but it said online only when I looked. You can actually pre-order the dual pack for it, and it comes with that beautiful gold Steelbook that Europe and like England is getting. So that is in America now through Target's website. I think it's still up. I got my extra pre-order in for that because I love that Steelbook.
Well, they got to carry that over.
Steelbook?
What?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say they got to carry that over for Breath of the Wild too. You know?
Oh,
Go ahead,
A lot
Alpha.
of games. There's so many good
No,
special editions.
Switch Lite, dude. Switch Lite, Sheikah case. I'm still holding out for it.
Go ahead, Alpha. Sorry.
I was gonna say the one Steelbook that I liked a lot, despite the fact that I don't really like the game because I think it controls like shit, is Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. The Steelbook.
Yeah.
I love that, but I also kind of hate that game because it just brought back it was like Vietnam flashbacks almost of the Waggle era of the Wii of playing the game like this. And I was like, I hate it.
I didn't like
I hate it.
either.
Just let me
Yeah.
control it
Oh,
normally,
you didn't
please.
like the catchy mechanic? You didn't like it?
Yeah, I love that they remade a lot of stuff in it, and visually I thought it looked really nice, but the game is just so shallow, and there's like literally no depth to it, but the control of it, I couldn't. After a while, I was like, all right, I'm done.
They really should have. They
agree.
really should have patched in.
Joy-Con.
They really should have patched in Pro Control support for that after the fact.
It's weird because
but-
if you play the game portable mode, you can.
Yeah,
manual
isn't
control.
that weird? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
strange.
I didn't know that. I
Yeah.
personally like the Pokeball.
My hand is just too big. That Pokeball.
It was
I have
tough
is
because
so
you kind of like end up like
big.
this. Like it's
Yeah.
like I'm like
My hands
I had
are
such a hard
They're
time
just
with
too
it.
big for that Pokeball.
Man,
Like,
here, I thought I was at the disadvantage with baby hands, but now I'm like,
See,
No.
see.
small hands is usually for controllers and stuff. Small hands is always, in my opinion,
For everything
for me
Nintendo's
too.
making, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit better, but yeah, like
well,
it's just impossible.
I don't know if
with-
you knew, and Nintendo's kind of for kids, you know. but-
It's just, although the Pro Controller is really good. That even if you have big hands.
Yeah, the Pro Controller works
I don't
fine.
like
Yeah.
the thumbsticks on it. I wish they were bigger.
I don't know. Well, the Xbox One Elite V2 controller's coming out soon, Evan. There you go. You pick that up for $170.
Definitely.
That price kills me.
Everyone's laughing,
I
but
know
I'm
that got all the bells and whistles, but as soon as that price point comes up, I'm like, what the
What can
fuck
that controller
is this?
do? Like, what can it do that makes it worth
Do
that?
I insert the discs into the controller?
Well, no, okay. Well, I feel attacked now. All right.
Does that controller work with the does that work with the Project Scarlet though?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, because
Oh,
they
it
said
does.
all prior or Xbox.
It
One
also
controllers
will
don't.
work with PC, and it'll work with also your phone for Project X Cloud.
Ooh.
Nice.
I
But
think it's cool that it works with all that stuff, but you know what it doesn't work with? My bank account.
that's okay.
So-
All right.
You let them know.
I like because the thumbsticks are tension. You can change tension on them, and I've been able to do that since the Razer Anza controller from back in the day.
The triggers L and R, you can actually set how far up they go, so you can actually hair trigger them.
Well, I mean, you can kind of do that with the current.
These are for serious gamers only, guys. Sorry.
Okay. Let me go through some. Evan, we have Discord questions.
We have 5 left.
Oh, good.
We've been breezing through the
only
all
5.
For Jordan, do you consider the new Joker movie a hard reboot for Joker?
No, it's a standalone movie.
Wait, Jordan, did you see some of the news?
Which news? Recent
there was some
about the stairs?
because it's doing so well. There was news about them possibly introducing a Batman into that universe.
There
are rumors for it, man. There are some rumors going on for it right now.
If DC is smart, because I made a video, I've been praising DC. If they're smart, they leave it at this. They shut up and they move on. All right.
I think so too. Please. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Please, you've made an amazing piece of cinema.
But
no,
you wouldn't be surprised if they did it.
It's DC. They make stupid decisions, but please, you've done so good.
They need to make an animated Batman Beyond movie. That's what they need to do.
Hey, Batman Beyond hits Blu-ray next week.
I need it just
right.
Alpha. I get Batman Beyond hits Blu-ray next week.
Wait, Batman Beyond hits Blu-ray?
The series, the animated
series.
Oh,
the series. Man, I thought you meant like the Return of the Joker. I was like, but that's been out.
No, the full series.
Yeah, I definitely need that because did you watch through Batman the Animated Series on Bluray?
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. Like,
they've done a great job.
Animated's their strong suit. It's the live acting.
DC is great on their animated properties.
That's something like I would like a good Batman Beyond video game from Rocksteady. I know that they already did the other Arkham games, but a proper Batman Beyond game.
That'd be awesome.
The verticality in that game would be ridiculous with that city.
That'd be really cool. What's another Discord question? And we'll try to go through them.
Thoughts on the comparison of Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair versus Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze?
Ooh, that's tough because the Impossible Lair has some overworld like Zelda elements to it too, kinda. I don't know. I still think Tropical Freeze is still a better platformer, to be honest. I don't know. I don't. What do you think, Nate? You've played more. I think you've played more of Impossible Lair than I have at this point. I think Tropical Freeze is still better.
Tropical Freeze is the better 2D platformer.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, Tropical Freeze is probably one of the best 2D platformers ever made.
God damn.
But Impossible Lair is a damn good one because it has some people from the original Donkey Kong Country from the Super NES work on the game. So I mean, as a standalone Yooka-Laylee game, it's a great 2D platformer, but it's not in the same league as Tropical Freeze.
This is actually a good question from Ryan, who donated another $100. Who said, "Did any of you play Far Cry 5? If so, what did you think?" I liked it. I liked it too. And do you see some of the highlights that people will post on Twitter at times? I saw someone throw a knife at a helicopter and it exploded. It was amazing. No, my favorite part about the Far Cry series in general, and this one kept it, is that the game could end in the first 30 minutes if you do the right stuff.
Yeah, they started keeping that on.
Yeah, and they did it in this one too. And I didn't accidentally trigger it, but I saw someone talk about it and I tried it and it worked. It's right in the beginning. People can look it up if they want. I don't want to spoil it. But I liked Far Cry 5. I think it was more the setting that I liked out in was it kind of like Montana, like the fields and everything. I think I like that setting over Far Cry 4's setting personally.
I like the game a lot. I do think that Pagan Min Far Cry 3 is my favorite kind of villain in the Far Cry series, but I really enjoyed Far Cry 5 a lot.
Dude,
4 was kind of meh.
Man,
Pagan Min's Far Cry 4.
My best friend actually that's his favorite villain in Far Cry.
Oh yeah.
Joseph Seed is my personal favorite. It very much brought to the surface of the Manson family cult and just cranked up to 100 and just seeing it run amok. And I really like the storyline just because it was the decisions that you were allowed to make in it could alter how things went, and visually it's a really pretty game, super pretty.
Well, if you like all the previous Far Cries, 6 ain't gonna be too different.
Nope.
It's literally the same. There's gonna be on an island and there's gonna be a dictator.
Thanks.
I mean, I feel that's actually Ubisoft in general, they have a lot of their games are all identical. The open world thing that they do, for some reason it's a blueprint. and then they just swap out Tom Clancy names or other game titles, and they're like, "Cool, yeah, that's why we're able to crank out so many."
It was shown that there was it was one of the Far Cries, and then the prehistoric version of that was literally the same map. They just readjusted it to look slightly different.
Yeah, they always have a secondary game that follows the same map now. That's their rule.
What was it? Far Cry 5 New Dawn? Was that it?
New Dawn was the same map, but
New
post-apocalypse.
Pissed me off because it was supposed to be a standalone game, and then people were like, "Well, no, don't be mad. It's deep. It's like an RPG." I'm like, let me stop you right there, because this shit ain't an RPG. They had numbers pop up on screen. That's not a role-playing game. It's still calculating the same amount of damage. You're still picking up the same type of weapons. That's not an RPG. It doesn't work that way. And they were like, take the same map, but less. New game, cool, great, wonderful. And Joseph Seed's still like in the it just nah.
Thanks.
I bought that one because I thought the box art looked cool.
Oh my lord!
Thanks for the.
Never walk down the cereal aisle.
It's also.
I was Best Buy Gamers Club was running out. I'm like, get some really cheap games. And I was like, it was like $7 with the Best Buy Gamers Club, and I'm like, hey, this box art looks cool. I like these kids. So I was like, I bought and I played it once. I was like, this game's horrible. I'm never gonna play it again. But it was worth it for the box art. I think the box art was dope.
I mean, it's one of those things like, I mean, for $7, I don't blame you. But when you sit down and you start playing, and you're like, fuck, I kind of want my $7. Cool cover though. Not bad. Not bad.
The box art is really cool though. Like, it was
but why not just get a poster? Like, just get a ripped off poster.
Look, what bothers me is that they had the time to go and mess around with New Dawn, and Ubisoft is okay with doing all this stuff, but I can't get a sequel to Blood Dragon for whatever reason, despite it selling really well and there being an insane amount of demand. But you won't give me what I need. More Blood Dragon.
Nope, they won't.
Blood Dragon was good.
It was incredible.
And Far Cry 5 is native 4K on the Xbox One X, so pretty cool. Thanks for the.
What isn't at this point?
Yeah. Thanks for the support tonight, Ryan. Did we have more Discord questions, Evan?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We kind of went over it, so we're all pretty sure Death Stranding is going to be very biased.
I think it is going to be exceptionally divisive when these reviews are hitting on the first, and you want to be online that day. I'm going to tell you that now. That is going to be a day.
It's going to be Good Friday.
That is going to be fun.
I honestly hope to God that the game is as good as they make it out to be. Otherwise, I'm going to slam my head.
I want to know what the secret is. Dude, what is the secret that happens in this game that makes everyone go, it's amazing?
You might need to install sponge walls, so that'll be fine.
Nate,
it's the otter costume.
It's gonna be a day, right, Nate?
Oh, it's gonna be a day, all right.
What does Nate know?
That needs to be the day Nate the Hate becomes a channel.
Yeah, I was gonna say that it might have to happen.
I mean, I know a lot about the game. I know 5 people reviewing it, so I've heard a lot of impressions from them. But it's gonna be a very divisive game. You're gonna have outlets that will give it a 10, and they're gonna say, "This is Kojima's masterpiece. This was such a moving game to me," and you're gonna have outlets who come out there and say, "What the hell did I play?"
This is gonna be one of those games where you're gonna see 2s, 3s even, and then you're gonna see 10s on the other side. It's gonna be crazy.
I don't know if it's gonna go down to 2.
They might give it like a 5 or a 6 because of the visuals and everything. Because from what visuals apparently in that game are ridiculous.
This has been the year of Metacritic review bombing.
You're gonna,
this is crazy.
It's gonna be weird though. There'll be perfect scores, and there'll be mid-range scores that are completely conflict with what the people at the top are. It's gonna be really weird.
It's going to be a game where people actually have to read the reviews and understand the context of the article and to come away with it and say, you know what, this sounds new and refreshing. This might be something I enjoy, and not just look at the score at the end of the article. And if people actually do that, that's where they're going to become informed. Or you're going to have to wait for actual impressions from the community after launch and have them come up with their honest views and say, hey, I like the first 10 hours, but then maybe the game didn't change and I kind of got tired of just walking around. Or it's going to be like, hey, the game really expanded and I loved how the gameplay all of a sudden introduced something new. It's going to be a very weird type of ordeal come November 1st.
But isn't like kind of what we want though? Because we feel like games have like been the same over and over. We were literally just talking about reskins and reuses though. Like I understand if it's like I feel like I just wasted 10 plus hours of my life or I'm confused. You know, as long as the story to me is kind of if I feel like I'm on a drug trip, you know, the whole time, like at least it's different than something. But if it's like I genuinely felt like I wasted my time, it's really gonna suck. You know, so I don't know.
It's gonna come down to is it going to be new because it actually has an interesting idea to give to gamers, or is it going to be new just for the sake of saying, hey, we did something new and you can pee and make a mushroom, but it doesn't actually add anything to the medium?
I just hope it's not a martyr mission, you know, now that Kojima's like on his own now, you know, because there's gonna be a lot of people defending just for that fact of like, it's his first solo project, have mercy on him.
Ryan donated another 100, says just sending this one because y'all have great setups and great quality. Much love, fellers. Have a savage night, gamer dudes and gamer chick. Thanks, Ryan, for stopping by tonight.
Thanks,
Wait,
Ryan. Appreciate it, man.
You don't know what we got.
Me.
2019?
I'm the chick.
Me.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming by. Check out Ryan Upchurch if you haven't yet. I think a lot of people. Well, you said who you call it's like friends now, right? Right, OJ? Who'd you say? BCA?
He loves everything you got to say about Pokemon, bro.
Hey, next week on the P podcast, we're calling him.
Yeah. Thanks, Ryan. We appreciate it tonight. We're going into overtime now to go through.
You can almost get that rare GameCube game with those donations.
Which
almost?
Which
the Gotcha Force or the?
I've got you. I have Gotcha Force. Yeah, I have that one. There's some other ones though.
You can get another Panasonic Q with these prices.
Oh, yeah, see, there we go. I already got a stack of GameCube games almost ready to go. So nice. I'm ready, man. I'm ready. That video's coming soon.
Love that.
Possibly in the next week or so. I got some good ones though. Evan, we have another Discord question. We're going into overtime now, so if anyone had to go, Alpha, you said you were like trying to stay up now. So if you're getting tired, man, let me know.
Dude,
you can.
I chugged a bottle of water and then
a milkshake.
Chocolate milkshake, which was quite large, and I drank the entire thing. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
So make sure. Just make sure.
Specs and price point for what we would want in the Switch Pro.
Specs are gonna be tough because it's gonna be like a new chip from Nvidia, probably custom done and everything. But price?
Well, I don't even know what people want to discuss about a Switch Pro at this point. Are we just talking about a revision of the current Switch? Are people talking about a next gen?
That's what
hardware.
I keep
feeling.
Doesn't
even undock.
I think a lot of people are. I think they're talking about a next gen is what they're really talking about. Like when
they're talking about next gen, then I mean,
we're already 3 years in.
Completely different thing.
Yeah, I mean, when you get to like the fourth year, you're into the fourth year. You know, people start talking about like what's happening next, you know, kind of thing. But a revision would just be, I don't know.
You could literally take the current chip in the system right now and just upclock it. There's plenty of overhead in the version 2 that they could get probably about 25% performance boost. And that could be a Pro where you'd get the resolution increases and some FPS improvements. But I mean, next gen, if we're looking at 2021, 2022, we're going to wait for NVIDIA to actually create a new chip.
Right.
So right now, speculating about the range, it's going to exceed, a 2 teraflop.
I could see it be basically a PS4, essentially, like how base PS4 is now. I could see that happening,
It'll eclipse that.
Well, it'd be better, but it's not going to be like a PS4 Pro or an Xbox One X or anything like that. So
no, we're not going to get some 6 teraflop handheld system going around with 3 hours of battery life. That's not going to happen. No. But I mean, a next gen Switch will be a powerful device.
Yeah,
when it comes out in 4 years.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't know what'll happen next year if we get anything. Honestly, like I said, they might just tough it out until next gen. So. There you go.
I don't care. I just want Breath of the Wild and Metroid.
Yeah, I don't see them. To be honest, I don't see them really doing any type of incremental upgrade. Like people think that, if they make something a little bit more powerful, they'll play everything. No, if a developer wants to make something, it's based on the engine. If they want to do it, they're going to do it. A little bit more power isn't going to help. All of a sudden, Cyberpunk is coming. Like it's got to be something to where Nintendo's going to have just games. They're gonna that's what's going to sell the system. It's going to be a normal console generation. It doesn't have to last 8 years like the 7th gen or 6.
I think if they did anything, they would all just still play the same games. So.
Well, yeah, they could, but I'm just like, some people are thinking, oh, well, they have to, and no, that they don't have to. Nintendo, if they had to, then they would have never made the Switch in the first place, because that's what everybody was saying Nintendo should have done, right? Everyone was saying that Wii U failed, it needs to be powerful, it needs to be x86, needs to be that, and they didn't do that. So, like, it's not like just because Microsoft and Sony are doing something, Nintendo's automatically going to do it too. I think that's the issue that people are running into.
Well, that's
People haven't realized it by now, though. Like,
I mean, the thing, Nintendo is successful when they do not follow the trends. If they just make a more powerful Switch and they ditch the hybrid concept, they just make a powerful home console, guess what? Nintendo is still going to come in spec-wise below a PS5 and an Xbox Scarlet, because that's just Nintendo's way. They have to remain unique. They have to stay their path. And the current president gave his interview where he said, we're going to focus on experimentation, we're going to explore new options, and we're not going to go into a tech war. No. So they are still saying, when we come out with the Switch 2, we're not chasing horsepower. We're going to come out with new ideas, and that's where Nintendo succeeds, and that is why the Switch was a success.
Yep.
I mean, if you need any proof to that, Nintendo sold everybody cardboard. Yeah. They don't give a fuck. They're just like, no, you will buy it. I hope.
Yep.
What are we gonna do with all these Wii U boxes? What are we gonna do with them? Oh wait.
Oh, that made me feel sad.
You know what blow people's minds is if Nintendo made like a phone or something. That would blow people's. That would blow some people's minds.
I can see them like in.
Wait, how could you make calls? There's no voice chat.
You would use the phone. You would have another phone.
Your actual phone. You have to get a different phone to work with their phone to make a phone call.
Okay, that would be funny.
Oh wait, hold up. Actually, there is a phone out right now that's just like that. No joke. There's a new Palm phone. Palm. Somebody ended up securing the rights to the actual Palm name, and they put out this super tiny phone that's like the size of a credit card, but you need to have it tethered to an actual smartphone to be able to use it. Like,
yeah.
What's the actual?
Dude, what's the point?
So that's sorry, I just had to share that.
This sounds like a tech wave.
Yeah, right.
We gotta get this in. We gotta open it and see what's in there.
What's another Discord question, Evan, you got there?
Final one. Any features on the current consoles we really hope carry over into the next generation?
Features on the current one that carry over into the next generation?
Yeah, like Xbox, I think Xbox has the TV streaming
system link. Xbox needs system link so I can hook up 4 generations of Xbox together.
It should have an Ethernet port, so I assume it will. Yeah, that'd be really cool. That'd be neat to see that. That'd be cool. From the current systems, backwards compatibility for the Xbox One.
Yeah,
bring that over, right? They're apparently they're already working on it. They're doing it now. That's why they had to stop doing backwards compatibility for Xbox One.
I mean, can we just mail this idea straight to Sony headquarters, maybe by the billions?
Yeah,
let them know that we actually give a shit about the past generations of their names.
Oh man, if they
what?
That
then
PS5,
they can't make you buy them again.
Dude, if that PS5 played everything, that would blow my mind, man.
I've heard people say, like, you can't buy them again. Here's the problem. They don't have them available to buy again.
Yeah.
They might.
And that's the shit that goes me. It's like, the minute that PS3 servers go away, that's it for 2 entire generations of PlayStation. Gone.
Yeah.
And it kills me because, like, I forgot what dude it was over at Sony Computer Entertainment, but he was a way up there, dude, and he, for whatever reason, was like, yeah, people don't really want to play those old games because they look like ass.
That's Jim Ryan. Jim Ryan.
He's your current head of Sony.
He's the current head of Sony.
Yeah, he's an asshole. So the idea of that, I'm like, you cannot disregard, like, actual good games based off of something like that. It's just, oh man, it still pisses me off.
He knows that we don't want to play those old crappy games.
It was
disgusting. PS2 games, gross. PS1,
I think he was pointing at like Gran Turismo and was like, "Look at this, look at this." It was like in an interview. It was so funny.
I just want to vomit. Are those pixels? Wait a minute. Oh God, look! When you turn the camera, it gets all weird. My God, who wants this?
It was so funny though, the way he said it.
I don't think it's hard for me to imagine PlayStation 3 being emulated or backward compatible on the PS5, just to the nature of the architecture itself. And I mean, I can see PS1, PS2, and PS4, but PS3 is really the elephant in the room. I don't see it happening.
They can't. They're not at the point where they can do native
Well, emulation right now apparently is coming along really quickly for PS3.
Yeah, RC PS3 is doing well
too. Like it was flatlined. Then all of a sudden, just had this big
Dude,
spike.
you can play Metal Gear Solid 4 at like 4K 60 now. It's crazy.
People just want to make servers and go back and make MAG a thing again.
Oh man, that game. That game.
Look, if anything, all I want is for them, and of course this can be like the millionth obscure game reference I'm going to make. I want them to re-release Folklore on PS3.
Oh, I remember that game.
And nobody gave a fuck about. Did you just make a bitter beer face at Folklore?
No, I was saying I remember that game. No, I was saying
good. I was about to be upset. I was like, oh my god, how dare!
That was
I like Folklore. I beat the game back in the day. It came out 2007.
It was like almost it was near the launch of the PS3. I remember that.
Yeah, and that was one of the very first games that you actually had a little bit of a mandatory install with that game too on the PS3, which was interesting. Usually,
I want to give you a hug because not only do you know what it is, but you fucking played it, so I don't feel like I'm on this island all alone. That game visually still looks amazing because they went with like art style
and like really bright. I remember like bright colors and everything. Like there was a lot of like I remember purple for some reason.
I mean, you run around and it's kind of like Pokemon / Shin Megami Tensei where you go and you collect monsters and you map them to like your attack buttons, and each one has its own elemental attack, and it's such an amazing game. It's well told. It's a JRPG with a European setting, which doesn't happen too often. I'm always happy when they bother, but it's like one of those games that it's only on PlayStation 3 and it's first party Sony, and they've never acknowledged it ever since. It came out, they were done.
Yeah. It didn't sell very well, but I remember I played it when I was in college, man. I played the whole thing through. My friend had it, borrowed it, and played it. I thought it was great. It was a fun game. I mean, but I wish they would talk about it. I just haven't heard that name literally in a decade. Like I haven't heard any. That's why I was so
more Dark Cloud.
You mentioned it.
Dark Cloud.
They wanted to make a sequel to Folklore.
Bring back the bouncer.
Wait, Nate. What were you saying?
Gosh.
Game Republic pitched a sequel for Folklore. It was either going to be a Move game for PS3 or they were going to make a PSP game. But because the original bombed so bad, Sony dismissed the pitch.
Oh wow.
Okay, when you said Move, that turned everything in my stomach. That just
Now it's a lot of chocolate milkshake.
The butt plug like Harry Potter wand that Sony thought was a great idea.
Oh, it's such a good idea, man. Book of Spell, whatever. What was it called?
Dude,
is that it? Was it Book of Spells?
The Move controller isn't the worst thing in the entire world, but I bought one just for Time Crisis, and it's fucking horrendous with Time Crisis. I went right back to using the GunCon.
Don't make me break out my eye judgment cards, all right?
Yo, I got it sealed. Man.
It's like $5 sealed.
Listen, it's a big deal.
Seeing people trying to give those booster packs away and that thick layers of dust on them. I'm like, you poor thing.
That's still like the best E3 ever. Oh my gosh. Let's go through some of these super chats before we finish up here. Doctor says EA surprise mechanics, Blizzard obedient to China, Ubisoft's Tom Clancy's sales, and Bethesda's Fallout 76 shenanigans. Now any bets on who screws up next? Who would be next? Who would be the ones who's next? Who could really fall from grace now? The only company I could think that's so high up that would really, really catch people by surprise is CD Projekt Red.
Well, I mean, maybe
they've had their own controversy.
No, I mean but I mean more around like microtransactions, all that kind of stuff. Because they're so against it. That would be the big fall from grace for that. But
that's if they do it. But I feel like we're gonna find out like THQ Nordic selling people's information, like something like that.
What about Google? We'll give you these. What about Google? I mean, Stadia is yet.
Google's right up there. That's they might cancel their whole.
Oh, okay. So all right. So I was gonna make a video on this. I'll say it now. All right. I'm putting it out there.
He'll do
say it.
I'm not getting my Google Stadia controller on time, and I pre-ordered that thing the day it was up.
What?
Oh,
well, that was your first mistake.
See this? You see this?
Man.
Yeah, I got it. It comes out on the 19th, right? Is when it launches.
Does it?
I'm supposed to be getting it the 22nd.
Wow. So it comes out the 19th, but they don't have any worthwhile games.
It's because they don't want the YouTubers.
I know, man.
They don't want the YouTubers talking bad about it right away. They want to give it a couple days first.
Oh, gosh.
Wow,
they're like, we know this guy. Don't give it to him.
This is that doesn't apply to my shipping apparently.
You should make a video that says. You should make a video that says on the release day of the Stadia that says I ordered a Stadia. And here's what I got, and just show nothing.
Nothing. It's just nothing.
The ultimate in input lag.
Oh gosh.
They delayed everything until 2020. Why not the Stadia too?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I could see that. Stadia that would be interesting. It could happen. Ryan says the Fallout first plan as a reminder: drugs are bad. Okay, there we go.
Look, there's not enough cocaine in the offices of Bethesda to think, man, this idea is gonna go over really well. It just ain't gonna happen. They honestly were. I'm telling you, I will bet any amount of money. They were like, let's see if we can get them to actually buy this shit after all the memes, after all the outrage. Let's do it.
At this point, they're just happy collecting paychecks. They're just like, oh, got paid again. Good.
We had Ibrahim Gunnar over on this is on Streamlabs saying didn't buy a WWE game since I bought the first game 2K did, which was 2K12, and decided that wasn't for me. After that, I just bought 2K18 for Switch and 2K20 this year. Talk about good luck. Even the THQ game was way better. Also, keep being awesome. So you got 2K18 on the Switch and then 2K20 this year. That is some really bad luck.
Don't know how to pick them.
Name a more iconic duo.
So I've been playing
the ultimate tag team.
I've been playing this one this past week, Day of Reckoning 2.
Good game.
I had not played this one. Back in the day, I got Day of Reckoning 1, and I liked it, and I was, younger, so I didn't have any money, so I was like, I can't get Day of Reckoning 2, and I forgot about it, and I just got it now, so this is the first time I've played through it now in 2019.
I don't know if I'm alone on this, but I can't get into any of the 2K wrestling games because their counter system and the massive amount of reliance and focus on it is so terrible. I can't get around that.
Wait, hold on. Counter system here is you either hit L for block grapple or R for block strike, or you hit both at the same time to block specials. How is it different in 2K?
In 2K, all I remember is that all you're doing is countering throughout entire matches, and like the room for error is extremely low, unless I apparently can't play any wrestling game, which would mean I somehow wasn't able to play all the other ones I played my entire life.
Oh, but the SmackDown series is great.
Well, Raw versus SmackDown, awesome series. The regular SmackDown series, awesome.
Yep.
Nintendo 64, great again.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for some reason, the 2K games, I can't control them for shit. I just feel like everything feels off.
Here's the good news. Yuke's is doing their own thing now. All right, so keep an eye on them. They might do an AEW game. I don't know. But they're doing something. So they're making their own wrestling games. They're going back to the old days.
I know that AEW announced that they are going to make a game, but they didn't say with who. They didn't say when it was going to happen. They just confirmed, yeah, it's happening. And Yuke's, they got turned into some other studio. I forgot the name though.
Oh, it's Visual Concepts is doing it now they're doing it with 2K. They're the only ones left, but Yuke's is apparently broke off and they're doing their own game. So,
but I heard Aki may be involved with that.
Yeah. Oh, right, yeah.
Which
oh no,
awesome.
That's what I was thinking of. They're still around, but they're called something else.
Okay.
And I don't remember because I was looking up. I was like, wait a minute, are they still a studio? And yeah, I'm really hoping because, man, the last games that they did like that were the Def Jam Vendetta games. Def Jam Fight for New
York is an awesome game, and everyone needs to go play it. Actually, it's kind of expensive now. Everyone should still play it.
There's not only are they really awesome, but I'm just like, what? There's people like, well, I want to play it because I don't like rap. And I'm like, who the fuck cares? The game's fun.
I don't want to ruin the ending, but you do get to throw a rapper out of a window. So there you go. It's more about beating up all of the rappers in the game than actually listening to rap music. If you don't even like rap music, you'll probably like it anyway. So it was really fun though. The combat system was great in that game.
It was amazing. Now just imagine that, but on current gen. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Let me go through. Andy Ackerman says, "Okay, phone down, playing in the background. Night, everyone." Night, Andy. Ice says, haven't heard from Shigeru Miyamoto since Odyssey Direct. Any word where he is? I think he was helping out with the theme park, right?
Yeah, he's the creative fellow.
Yeah, baby, I'm so excited.
Yeah, I kind of want to go there when they decide to actually open it.
I'm going.
Yeah.
Everybody come to Florida. Don't go to the one in Cali.
No, I'd go to the one in Florida.
Yeah.
I've never been to Disneyland or Universal Studios, so that would be.
Yeah, we'll go to Florida. You know,
we'll be like rides or not.
Yeah, we'll see Florida.
Get a giant Airbnb.
And then Ryan says the creation engine is old enough to vote.
Not wrong.
Funny because it's true.
Eric says, "Have we forgot about Anthem?" Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's Anthem?
Yes. Anthem
EA forgot about Anthem.
National Anthem?
Dude, I beat Anthem. I took that disc out of my Xbox, and it's been on the shelf ever since after I beat it. And it was not a fun
across
playthrough.
the room?
Dude, it was not even that good of a playthrough. I'm telling you. That game is dead. Oh, man. Ibsters, no message. Thanks, Ibsters. Eric says, come on, people. I grew up in the golden age. Our opinions mean nothing. Games make more than movies now. We are out of the equation. Games make more than movies. Are they? Yeah.
I mean, Grand Theft Auto makes more than movies.
Yeah, that's true. But
that's about it.
Yeah, that's true. SHLD Studios stopped annually releasing sports games.
That's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
I just want Sega to go back to making sports games, and I'll be happy.
2K needs to come back somehow. Yeah.
Water.
Doctor says Pokemon during WW2. Come on, Nintendo and Game Freak.
Do it, you cowards.
What am I missing? Why is everyone laughing? What am I missing?
We were all being childish behind the scenes story.
Oh, okay.
The Discord chat.
Juice Man says Pokemon fans are in the top 3 worst fan bases in video games. Number 1 is Sonic fan base. Number 3 is the Final Fantasy VII fan base. Ooh.
You got to include the Smash fan base.
Juice Man is going serious there. Jeez. You guys include the Smash fan base? Is that what you said, Nate? You're just throwing everybody under the bus now, man. Jeez.
I'm telling you, a lot of these people that identify with these games that come on, they're not even like, they don't even have the game. Like, I remember somebody was complaining about Smash characters. like, dude, do you have the game? He's like, no. I'm like, get the hell out of here! Like, don't ever talk to me or my son ever again. I don't.
Well, hold on. I'm in the Final Fantasy.
Get the hell out of my stream, dude.
I'm in the Final Fantasy VII fan base. Okay, all right.
But
I'm in the Final Fantasy VII fan base, but I am a terrible person too. So, I mean, but that's for separate reasons.
I will read this from Ryan again. This line said, "I spit Luya's on hoos who don't like Pokemon." There you go. Rikuki 2 Plus says, "Off topic, any of you guys, gals, getting Death Stranding, and what about Star Wars? I'm getting both, and I will probably enjoy Star Wars."
Star Wars comes out the same day as Pokemon.
I mean, dude, I don't know. I don't know about that. Death Stranding's gonna be
I'm getting neither until they're dirt ass cheap.
I'm hoping for Star Wars. Come on, Star Wars. Let's go.
Wait, when does Star Wars come
I
out
hope
again?
it's good.
November 15th? November 14th?
Man, I can't keep up. This is insane.
It comes out the same day as Pokemon.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not going to be playing it right away. I am. But like after seeing the new gameplay for it, I'm like,
Star Wars? Yeah. Jordan's in.
No.
What?
No. I'm in. I'm still want to play it, but I'm like,
the gameplay looks good.
It looked kind of generic. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
Little disappointed, but I haven't played it. I'm not gonna be. No one should enjoy this game ever. It's bad. Star Wars bad.
Make a bunch of videos and go on Twitter. Why
Dude,
this game is horrible?
I just need to become one of the YouTubers that just makes 11 Star Wars videos a day and crapping on it. Star Wars is terrible. Thank you for the ad revenue.
Steven says, "Come on, Ubisoft, bring back Prince of Persia."
Yes.
I don't
please.
want that. Don't no. Leave that retired.
No, give me the cell shaded 2008 Prince of Persia.
What is that? The one where you couldn't die in it?
Yes.
No. Put that one back on the shelf. Get Sands of Time.
Good game.
The whole trilogy, that main trilogy, because
give me Warrior Within and Two Thrones.
I like Sands of Time. Sands of Time was my favorite one. I like that one a lot. That one was really good.
When it went to M-rated, I was like, yeah. Then it was fun, dude.
I don't know.
Because like you play Sands of Time, and when I was a kid, I played Sands of Time. I'm like, wow, that's a nice little game. Then the next one, Warrior Within, it's on the cover. It's like bloody, like blades coming off. I was like, what happened?
I was like, look at this.
Time didn't have
Warrior
Godsmack in
Within,
it, so
while it
come
was
on.
a good game,
It got so violent.
Death punch of the entire Prince of Persia series.
Dude, Warrior Within just felt like they were trying so hard. I was like, come on.
They
Sands
were
of Time.
trying too hard to be like hardcore, you know. and
Sands
all
of Time
that
was
crap.
really good. I like Sands of Time. I still play it. Oh,
The thing is,
Give
even
me
though I
this
didn't
GameCube.
like 3 that much, it still needs to remain a trilogy. Because if you've played all 3, the way it ends is so perfect. It's there.
But also bring back the cell shaded one because it's good.
Also make a game, like actually make a game with like to where you actually have to try.
Yeah,
the game.
now-
No, it's an online service only.
it's going to be an online service. Yeah, that's why I don't want them to bring back Prince of Persia because they will destroy that series. Sakon 10 says predictions for Switch sales. I think 38 million. That'll be on the 31st where they disclose it. I think you're about right. 38, 39 million is what I'm thinking as well.
Yep.
That sound right? I don't know if anyone has any.
I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Okay.
About 40 million maybe.
40
Maybe
40 million would be actually that'd be big if they got 40 million because that means they'd pass the Xbox One this holiday.
Whoa.
I'm thinking
God,
they did
no.
36 point almost 37 million at the last.
No, the
one.
Xbox One isn't even the Xbox One isn't at 50 yet.
Jeez.
They were at the last reporting period for June 30th.
Wow.
Let's see, they were at
I think 36 point something.
Yeah, 36%.
36.87. So I'd say they're probably
You think they'll turn in like
39 and a quarter.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, like they'll turn in like 2.8 million or something. Okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And then they'll, like I said, over the holidays they'll sell quite a few. So with Pokemon and everything, of course. Isaac Sullivan says, "I think a Nintendo Switch phone could be cool." Yeah. Yeah. I think they could do it. They could do it if they wanted to. I don't know how well it'll go over, but they could do it. I bet you there's one sitting in that R&D lab right now, looking at it. Telling you. Matthew Hammond says, "Do you think Nintendo will push high 1080p FPS for Switch 2 to explore VR?" I hope so. I think they could do that with the screens with the Exo technology. They could go high frame rate rather than high resolution. I think that'd be really, really cool if they did that. Because they'd market it as something. They'd market it as something weird too, like True Motion or I don't know. So they'd call it HD Rumble. So they'd call it something. I would like to see them go the route of high frame rate rather than like 8K or something. So. And then Toshiran says, "What if they made a Rhythm Heaven game using the Ring Fit?" I have not thought of other games that could use the Ring Fit yet. I haven't really thought about it
I just want a rhythm game. I think that'd be awesome.
Huh.
Guitar Hero Ring.
I haven't even thought of that. That is a good because they started using Labo for like Mario Kart and stuff. That would be interesting. I haven't even thought of that. And the last one from Aiden Quinn, quick, a meteor is heading towards Earth, and the only way to stop it is by sacrificing one of the Xenoblade games permanently.
2?
1X, 2, or Torna. Yeah, I gotta say it's time for 2 to go. If I had to pick between those ones there, 1X, 2, or Torna.
I'll be an
OJ won't let
asshole.
him go.
And
He'll go
all
with them.
3 could go just so I can get a shot at getting another Xenogears game or a remake that actually fixes disc 2.
OJ is the one who should really be answering that.
About what was it?
One of you. Okay, so a meteor is heading towards Earth. Basically, one's got to go out of the Xenoblade games. 1X, 2, or Torna. One's got to go.
What? Xenoblade 1X or Torna? Torna?
1, 2, X or Torna. Basically, any of the Xenoblade.
1, 2, X or Torna. Torna's the shortest one, so you have to get rid of Torna.
Okay, there you go.
Because you can play parts, you can see flashbacks and everything of that in Xenoblade 2. So the most influential one, like the easiest one to chop off would be Torna. Even though I like Torna the most, but
Okay.
it'd be the easiest.
I thought you would say none of them. You'd die in the meteor with them.
Yeah.
No, I'm good. I still want to play.
And we'll go around here for the outros. Anakin Skywalker says, "What do you guys think about Mad Little Pixel?"
What?
Mad Little Pixel on YouTube.
The
Good
hell
guy.
are you talking about?
He's another YouTuber does. I've seen him do the Atari VCS stuff as well. He'll get it. He's got our back for the Atari VCS. Okay. He also talked about the lawsuit. I believe. I think he got the stuff for the at games and everything as well. He has some fun commentary and reviews and everything on tech.
He
I'll see him pop up occasionally.
He was the one that did Soldier Boy videos last year.
Okay.
Who didn't? Who didn't? What do you
Who
mean?
did it?
I don't know.
I mean, I didn't, but
Fine.
yeah. Hey, high five.
I might have.
I wanted
Somebody might
to.
have been on World Star because of it.
That was Sean. That wasn't me. Not me. Not me. Although those videos did fairly well, so I can't complain. Yeah. So let's go around outros. We ended up going a bit long tonight. So thanks everyone for hanging out. Let me go to our guests here. Yeah. Alpha Omega Sin, thanks for joining us tonight.
I had fun. Yay! I hope that the chat didn't decide to throw tons of anger your way because I'm here.
Why would they throw anger our way?
I have no idea.
Okay, we're just hanging out, man. What's you got any plans coming up on YouTube? I know you're in and out of YouTube here and there.
I am finishing up putting together a Dino Crisis video actually. Because I want to put something out for this month, and that'll probably be my main format going forward.
One a month?
No, what I'm hoping is if I can kind of like streamline this and get used to it, I'm gonna try to at least put out like I can't even give a number, but if I can put out like 3 or 4 per month, that'd be nice. Like highly edited, in between like doing like easy off the cuff, just talking like I normally do type videos. But this type of shit I'm like really trying to get into.
Okay. Cool. Dino Crisis. Nice. That actually will be really fun to watch. Cool. Very cool.
Also, thank you for having me on, by the way.
Oh, sure. Thanks for joining us. Man. MVG, Modern Vintage Gamer. What you got going on, man? What's happening?
I've got a video coming out on Monday as usual. I'm finishing editing it today. Otherwise, you can find me on YouTube at Modern Vintage Gamer, Twitter at Modern Vintage G, and just Google me. You'll find me.
Any hints for the video on Monday?
Nah, I don't want to say right now. But you guys know what
They're
I
always
release,
interesting,
so
man. They're always interesting. I'm curious. Now I'm curious. Okay, cool. Jordan, where can they find you, man?
That's me. Hi. So you can find me on my gaming channel. Oh, what? Yeah, I've been making gaming videos like daily at this point. It's called Batteries Low.
Can I say something real quick? I really like that video you did with Boogie today. That was really entertaining, man. That was fun. I liked it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So on my main channel, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I put out 3 videos today on all my channels. All right. I had a Boogie video where we opened Pokemon cards together, and then he ate the Pokemon card or cards. I don't know. I want to spoil it. I did a movie video, which apparently, according to Twitter, no one cares in my opinions on movies. So that sucks. But I talked about 2020 movies.
And I told you that.
I love you, Alpha. You're the best. And then on my gaming channel, I've been doing daily videos. So check out my gaming channel. I really appreciate it. If you like any of my talks on here or on any of the podcasts I do about gaming, please check out my gaming channel. It would mean a lot to me. If you don't like just all Pokemon stuff. So.
Okay. Then OJ, where can they find you, man?
Yeah, find me right here on YouTube and on Twitter at Player Essence. Giving away a copy of The Witcher 3. It's ending tomorrow. So, yeah, you guys subscribe to the channel. And for next week, we've got Atelier Ryza that's coming. I'll have more of my impressions. I have a Ring Fit video that's going to be going down as somebody that, I go to, I exercise and I go to the gym. So it's going to be interesting to see, what I think about that. And, yeah, we're going to have more, some secret RPG stuff that we're working on, too. So that should be fun.
Cool. All right. What about Miss Click? Can they find you?
Hi guys, thanks for having me again. I have a lot of fun. You can find me as Misclick Gaming on YouTube, or I am live every single day on Twitch as Misclick_live. I literally no life on there, so come hang out. We just got through doing some charity stuff, so that was really cool. And then yeah, anything else, Insta, Twitter, all that stuff, you can find it on misclickgaming.com.
Okay, awesome. And then Nate, you're still there?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Okay. Where can they find you, man?
You can find me on Twitter at DirectFeedGames. Link to my YouTube channel can be found in my Twitter profile, where I will have a Vampire Switch versus PS4 comparison up probably tomorrow. Then I'll just have some handheld gameplay up on Monday. Then just some sporadic gameplay videos over the course of next week. Probably have some handheld Luigi's Mansion 3 versus docked mode. And maybe some Lion King or Aladdin, even though it's the inferior version of Aladdin.
When are you allowed to post that? I can't remember. I probably should have asked you off stream.
Yeah, I think it's.
I'm just out here talking embargo stuff constantly.
Nah.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
Nate, you should do a comparison with the Super NES version.
I was planning on doing that, and then I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time to put it together. But I'm thinking about it just because the Super NES version of like Aladdin is so much better.
Gosh. What about Evan? Where can they find you, man?
You can just find me on Twitter, Kimmerix Project. Should be in the links in the description below.
Okay, fair enough. I think that's everything, though. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Went a little later, but had some fun, I think, tonight. So thanks, everyone. We'll be back next weekend, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm sure having some fun because we'll be talking about Death Stranding at that point. So that'll be interesting. And Luigi's Mansion. So exciting stuff. Cool. Thanks, guys. We'll see you.